Good evening. Good Saturday, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me know early though. Let me know early if the audio is good, if the visual is good. Give me a thumbs up or just let me know I'm good in the comment section. But how's everybody doing? Happy Saturday to everybody. Oh man, I can smell the football right around the corner. Preseason is wrapping up. Cut down is on Tuesday. Real football in 2 weeks. Commanders in 2 weeks. I'm feeling very, very good, man. How's everybody doing, man? Let me know how you guys are doing. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. All right, let's see who's there already. And make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Let the algorithm know that we in the building, and the algorithm will let the people know. Other Giants fans know that we in the building as well. But how's everybody doing? Early roll call. Shout out to my man Corinne. Corinne Rock in the building said, let's go. What's going on, Corinne? My man Michael Knight in the building said, what's good, Dash? What's good, Michael Knight? Good to see you. My man, the Big Moo in the building said, yo, Big Dash, what's going on, Big Moo? How we doing, man? My man Derek starting early. Derek Malfoy says, yo, we need to hear some Shador talk to no, we don't. No, we don't. We don't. Listen, no, we don't. Lawrence Freeman says, O-line coach needs a raise. Shout out to him. Shout out to Carmen Priscilla. That's a fact. That's a fact. Jamal Jones in the building. What's going on, Jamal? New creation. Let me know that I was good. New creation in Christ. Let me say it right. Let me say the whole name. Shout out to you. Man, Darryl Randolph in the building. NKM is in the building. Says this season I want New York Giants to be number one in NFC East. I want that too. I want that too for sure. For sure. Thank you, Lawrence, for letting me know the audio was good. Visual is good. Deb Ellis, what's going on, Deb? Feeling good about the first game, but a bit nervous. Don't feel nervous at all. I understand that you might be a little anxious, but don't be nervous. Don't be too nervous. We're gonna be right. We're gonna be absolutely right this year. Shout out to my man Paul in the building. Says Big Dash, love you, man. Love you too, Paul, man. Thank you for the love and support. As always. Shamar, y'all laughing at me. Shout out to my big brother in the building. Shamari says, yo, let's go. That's a fact. Let's go. Luann in the building. Dash, what's going on, Luann? How everybody doing, man? Shout out to my man Jay Ferris already starting it off with a bang. $10 super chat. Thanks to you. And guess what? I got one for you. I need dollar is what I need. Thank you for the $10 super chat. He says, I'm really excited to put away the darkness, a.k.a. Hyatt, in a box. Gonna buy all your hotel swag from your site 90% off and put it next to Kenny Galladay, Sonoris Moss in my collection. Listen. Hold on to a little bit of hope. I got a touchdown for Hyatt in the preseason. I got a touchdown for Hyatt. Guess what? He get a touchdown in the regular season. It might be 50% off for the Hyatt hat. It might be 75% off for the Hyatt hat. But shout out to my man Jay First. Always with a good joke, but always showing love and support. That's a fact. Luann says, how you doing, Dad? I'm doing fantastic. I'm feeling really good. Hopefully you guys are doing good too. Luann says, a lot of people I know telling me Giants are looking good, even on ES. Listen, and remember what you were saying, right? You got tired of people talking trash about the Giants. Now look. All of a sudden, people are sipping the blue Kool-Aid a little bit. You know what's crazy about that? I don't like it. Don't give me my kudos now. We was fighting a good fight for a while, talking about what this team could be. Now everybody want to jump on the bandwagon. Oh, no. I kind of like being the underdog, but at the same time, I enjoy a little bit of praise too, man. But it is what it is. We've been in the darkness for a long time. We don't need any of this lighting. We'll get that on the field on Sundays, for sure. My man Jessa in the building saying, yo, what's going on, Jessa? The Giant Topic in the building. What's good? Said, what's good, Dad? What's good, Giant Topic? How you doing, man? Tony High Point in the building. What's going on, Tony? He says, Big Dash, what it do, brother? Yo, I'm chilling. And we done got through the roll call. So I will say this. Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows.
Big Dash Knows what?
New York Giants football. Let's go. Shout out to my son for the sound bite, man. That's my youngest out there with the sound biting. Got to get the whole family involved. We in here. Shout out to my man Mark Thompson. Says, good night, Dash. I am here. I'm going to send you the link too, Mark. Born for Sports. Hey, Jorge, let me know if you got some time. Again, I'm talking about the roster, the 53-man roster. If you got some time, I will send you the link on Twitter as well. So let me know. Let me know. Korean Rock with Fire signs. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Jay Ferris with the $5 super chat.
You see money all around me.
I had to play with the samples a little bit, man, because y'all guys ain't even tell me, man. So shame on y'all. Y'all didn't tell me that my money song was coming through the store that I had to go back. My wife pointed it out to me. She said, yo, that sounds horrible. It was peaking. Y'all ain't tell me nothing. Y'all just got me going through these streams sounding all crazy. Come on, man. We better than that. But shout out to my man Jay Ferris with the $5 super chat. He says, you remind me of my friends who have kids who are drug addicts on Skid Row. That's disrespectful. Just the slightest glimpse of hope. Support this man, not Hyatt Dash. Listen. What's the main thing they tell you? What's the main thing? Listen, I'll leave it at this. If I can support, and I used to support Daniel Jones when he wore blue, I can absolutely still support Jalen Hyatt. Until that man is no longer wearing blue, then we could talk about something. Now, I will say this too, Jay Ferris. How do you feel about Russell Wilson right now? How do you feel about Russell Wilson? Because I know how you felt about Russell Wilson, but how do you feel right now? Is it the same? Are you still on the start dart train, or are you allowing yourself to accept the role or accept that Russell Wilson is the starter and will be the starter for the foreseeable future? All right. I'm gonna send you that link. I'm gonna send Mark that link too in just a moment. Shout out to my man Seti in the building. He says Hyatt needs to stay on his feet when he is trying to catch the ball instead of trying to get a pass interference call. Listen, it was horrible. It was horrible. And you know what's funny about it? Some wide receivers can get away with it because if you watch Malik Neighbors play, he has a slight push off and he gets away with it because he doesn't fully extend. Hyatt is out here fully extending. Pause. And you can see it, and I'm surprised he didn't call it a few times. But also, you got to catch the ball. There's no excuse there. You got to catch the ball. The one when he fell down and hit him in the shoulder, that's one thing. But the one on the right side, down the right sideline, you got to catch that. No excuse. But Hyatt should thank Jesus for Jameis Winston for getting that touchdown pass when Dart had to lead the game real quick. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that for sure. My man Tyrone Hall says, what's good, people? Shout out to Tyrone Hall, man. How you feeling, man? How we doing, man? Raphael says, Giants going to put in some work this season. Now, that's a fact. That's a fact. Listen, one thing about this Giants team this year, and even though it's the preseason, we saw points getting put up by the first string, second string, third string, people that are not going to be on the squad. We saw people putting up points. We saw people showing effort no matter where they were on the depth chart. And we have not seen that in a while. We saw a team that had fun. We saw a team that was celebrating guys that they knew weren't going to make the team. The vibe is different. Shout out to was it Manti Te'o? He pointed out the day after the preseason game that the whole team had on shoulder pads, even though they knew they weren't playing. You see some guys in hoodies. He pointed that out, man. These guys, the players are bought in. Whatever they're selling. In 1925 Giants way, whatever they're selling there, everybody has bought in. And I think a lot of the fan base is bought in too, for sure. For sure. Luann says, don't laugh, and I don't believe you will, but I actually had tears in my eyes watching how happy the players were on Thursday night. This is a different team. Yeah, I'm gonna smile at it. I'm not gonna laugh at that. I'm gonna smile at that. I'm absolutely gonna smile at that. I didn't have tears, but I damn sure felt good about these New York Giants. Listen. And it's funny, too, because when you watch a lot of these preseason games all around the league, everybody else is having trouble scoring points. I can't relate. The Giants are out here scoring points. I feel good about that. I really do. I really do. Shout out to my man Raymond Lopez with the $4.99 super chat.
I need dollar is what I need.
He says Hyatt wrote his own ticket off the team, doesn't attack the ball or catch with his hands. Even that touchdown he caught was with his body. We've seen that before. Some people just do that. Some people are not hands catchers. We saw that in college. I will say this, though. His rookie year, you did see him catch with his hands. Going over the shoulder though, a lot of the times it's hard to try to catch with your hands over the shoulder. You have a natural, way of just the way the body goes to catch like that, to cradle it. But listen, we talking about the fourth wide receiver on the depth chart. He might not even be the fourth wide receiver on the depth chart, but that's what we focused on right now when we talking about complaining about some things. I think we got some good problems right now. Good problems. Because in all honesty, we talking about Hyatt, but he might not even see the field at the end of the day. It is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to my man Jay Ferris with the $10 super chat.
I need dollar is what I need.
Is it another joke before I read it? Is it another joke? He says, you want to coax another super chat for me talking about Carlton Banks. Oh, boy. Nah, listen, man, it is what it is. I'm just saying, I'm asking you a real question. Maybe you answered it. Maybe you answered. I'll keep reading. He says, his seat is hotter than the summer asphalt in Arizona, my ninja. It's just a matter of time. Dart is the man. Russ is a dinosaur. See, I agree with you. It's just a matter of time. It's absolutely just a matter of time. I will say this, though. What do you care about more? The success of the New York Giants or moving on to Jackson Dart first? Well, let me know. Let me know. And you ain't got to super chat that answer. You just hit me in the comment section. I will get to it. Shout out to you though. Hirsch, what's going on? Hirsch says, "What's up, Dash?" He says, when Scatterable scores hold on, let me put that up. Let me put that on the screen. He says, when Scatterable scores a touchdown, his theme music should be kicking the door, waving. Shout out to Biggie Smalls. Is it play is for keep? I'm assuming play is for keeps 20. He says, what week will Dart start? Will he get a chance this year to start? I think he does get a chance to start this year. I don't. And I think a lot of it comes from the pressure of just the fan base because Brian Dable already told you guys what it was, but we cannot deny the way that he's looking at Jackson Dart. Even when Jackson Dart makes a mistake, he's smiling at him. And it takes me back to Dave Gettleman. And I hate to say this, when Dave Gettleman went to, the Senior Bowl, he saw Daniel Jones, and he said he fell in full bloom love. I think that's the story. But never mind that. Brian Dable is in full bloom love with Jackson Dart, and a lot of the fan base is in full bloom love with Jackson Dart. I will say this, and I keep saying this over and over again, it's not going to change. He looked fantastic. He looked fantastic in the preseason. He looked poised. He was on time. Shout out to the tight ends again. We're going to get into this because we're talking about the 53. And you guys are going to participate in this picking the 53 before we get to the roster cut down. On Tuesday, obviously, we already cut 8 players. So it is what it is. We did lose a fan favorite in Montreal, Washington. But Jackson Dart, I can't see him starting before like week 10 possibly. Yeah. A lot of people are circling that Saints game, and I believe that Saints game is between both of the Philadelphia games. I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen a lot of people talking about the Saints game. But I'll throw that question back at you. Like, when do you think you're going to see Jackson Dart? I think we'll see Jackson Dart when the offense starts to sputter or something like that. If we're not getting the type of points, putting up the type of points that we think we should be getting, then you move on to Jackson Dart. I'm not against moving on from Russell Wilson when it's time to move on from Russell Wilson. It's just not time to move on from Russell Wilson yet. That's a fact. And also what we've seen the best of Dart so far. We have not seen the worst. And trust me, he's going to throw an interception. He might fumble and really fumble in a game, and not get it called back. He might throw a bad pass. We might see some bad things happen. How is he going to handle that? I think with Russell Wilson being that buffer, all of the good things that Russ is going to do this year, all of the bad things that Russ is going to do this year, Jackson Dart is going to learn from Russ's mistakes, and his victories. So again, I'm not rushing Jackson Dart on the field, and I think for the New York Giants, if we're worried about the future, not just 2025, if we're worried about the future, let's do this the right way, man. Let's handle Jackson Dart the right way. My man Ty Two Vibey says it's a confidence thing for Hyatt right now. He's too worried about not making a mistake instead of just playing football. There's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things. He said it too, and you heard the assistant GM talk about it too. He wants to be better for these guys. He said that you guys traded up for me, and this is what Brandon Brown said in his presser. So if you get a chance to watch the presser, or if you've seen the presser, you know what I'm talking about. Jalen Hyatt doesn't feel good about what he's put on the field. Like, I hope people understand that he's not walking around thinking that everything is good. He knows exactly what's happening. He knows that, he has not lived up to the draft pick, the 3rd round draft pick, trading up to get him. And he made it, he let it be known. He said it to Brandon Brown. He said it to Joe Sane. He said it to the coaching staff. He got to be better. So for me, I'm not going to kick somebody when they're already down. I'm going to try to pick that man up. As long as he's a New York Giant, that's my job. I'm still a fan at the end of the day, but guess what? When the time is over, it's over. And you know me, I'm quick to move on. Shout out to my man Brian Montana with the $4.99 super chat.
I need dollar is what I need.
He didn't say anything, no comments. So Brian, if you got a comment, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I will definitely get to it. My man Raymond Lopez with another $4.99 super chat.
I need dollar is what I need.
He says, yeah, Dart is the future, no doubt. But did you see his mom? Yeah, we saw his mom. Yeah. Some people said his mom was old, but I don't know, man. We saw his mom. Yeah, we saw his mom. Some people like his mom. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, we got some people sending some shout outs to each other. Shout out to my man Ryan, Big Blue Podcast. How was your vacation? Last time I saw you, you said you was going on vacation. Let me know how your vacation was. I know you're getting back on the grind too, so be happy to see some videos from you getting put out. Unless I missed some, but I know you was on vacation, so hopefully you enjoyed that vacation. Rafael DeLuna says Commanders fans are acting like they blew us out last. We got some time to talk about things like that. This is not going, well, depends. I might talk about it a little bit, but we got some time to talk about that in the next 2 weeks before we get the chance to see these Commanders and, dog walk them on week 1, because I believe that's what's going to happen. We're going to dog walk them. Some people might be surprised. Some people probably won't be. But again, I can't wait for week 1. Let the dogs loose for real. Have not seen Dexter Lawrence play a game yet this year. I know he's chomping at the bit. Hirsch for real says Dart has the it factor DJ never had. Dart got the it factor that a lot of people don't have, not just DJ. Eli didn't even have that it factor. I'm hoping that the it factor translates, and so far it has. We see it in his gameplay. Get here. Okay. What we got? Big Task at Ham. Shout out to Big Task. He says Jackson Dart is the talk of the town. People who are not even Giants fans are speaking glowingly about him. I saw a tweet from a Commanders fan, and he said, "Man, the Giants got one. The Giants got a quarterback." And people in his comments like, "You don't even know that yet." He was like, and this is a Commanders fan. He was like, "I know it. I could just tell." And that's how I think a lot of Giants fans, we could just tell. We can just tell, man. We see it, man. We see it. Raymond Lopez says, so anyone still saying we should have picked Sanders over Dart? I don't think anybody's saying that anymore. Even some of the hardest Shador Sanders supporters, me, guilty. I'm not saying that either. I stopped saying that once we actually, drew the name, Jackson Dart. Once you wear the blue, it's over. Once you wear the blue, it's over. I'm supporting you. It just is what it is. Hirsch Real says, I think Abdul will see a lot of time on the outside edge. You know what's crazy? And I said it in the video. Abdul Carter he shouldn't have been playing. He shouldn't have been playing Thursday night against the Jets. But I know exactly why he was playing against the Jets. The man wants a haircut. He put out a tweet. It's probably been a month now. He put out a tweet that he's not getting a haircut until he gets a sack. That man is roughing it right now. He is woofing. That man, I think that's the only reason. He only played like 4 snaps too. And 2 of those snaps was a twist. I believe there was a twist in there where he went from the edge to the A gap and he almost got there. That man just wants a haircut, man. And I'm hoping that he gets a haircut week 1. Week 1 against the Commanders. I got him I got him getting his first sack in week 1 for sure. For sure. All right. Shout out to my man TP Way in the building. Says Peach Dash to chat. Good to be tuned in on my day off. Let's go. Oh, TP, I put out an invitation. You wasn't here, and it's your day off. Let me know. I'm about to send a link to my man Mark, and I'm about to send a link to my man Born for Sports. Oh, hey, you already know him. You already know. So let me know if you want me to send you the link too. We're gonna discuss the 53-man roster. We're gonna do some roster predictions. I know you just did a show too on the roster predictions too, but let's do some spoilers and stuff like that. So just let me know. Let me know. Shout out to everybody. Everybody showing love. That's a fact. Fighter's Destiny said his mom is jacked. Come on, man. Leave that man's mom alone. Leave his mother alone, man. Oh, man. MKM, what's going on, MKM? He says this season I want the New York Giants to have no mercy, no fear, and play with a lot of aggression. Now, I think it's already a wrap when it comes to that. It is what it is. He says, I'm gonna try to link Authentic. Authentic knows what's up. I mean, Authentic be chopping it up all the time, man. All the time. I don't know if he's busy. He a busy man. We'll see what happens, though. Shout out to my man Al with the $5 super chat.
I need a dollar is what I need.
He says, Dexter away jersey for me. Neighbors away jersey for my wife arrived today. That's a fact. Shout out to you. We'll be in the Northwest Stadium September 7th representing. Listen, shout out to all of the Giants fans that's going to be in is it Virginia? I think it's Virginia, right? That's where the stadium is. The Commander Stadium is actually in Virginia. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it's not Virginia, I think it's Virginia. I ain't never been there, so it is what it is. But shout out to all the Giant supporters that's going to be in the building for week 1. You're going to be very, 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 very happy that you went. It's going to be fantastic. And it should be, there's a decent amount of fans in the DMV already, Giants fans already. Shout out to my man OG Steve. He's out there. They out there doing the tailgating and everything. So yeah, you'll be right at home, man. You'll be right at home. So give me a quick second. I'm going to go ahead and get these links sent out to my fellas so they can join. And we're going to get into this 53-man breakdown prediction. So we'll see what happens. Give me just a moment to do it. Go ahead and do that. Let's see. All right, Mark, I just sent it to you. Where my man Jorge at? All right. Bear with me just a moment, just getting these links out. All right, hold on. Man, TP. Let me know, TP, if you want to join too. All right, Jorge, I sent it to you too, so you guys should be good. Let me know if you guys are good. All right, let's get to some of these comments. Hirsch for real says, we lucky we got Dart before he got snatched up. Yeah, the Rams were eyeballing him, for sure. The Rams were eyeballing them. Okay, TP says send them the link. I'm going to go ahead and do that too. Come on, TP. We're going to have us a nice show today. All right, TP, you got the link too. So we all good, man. You guys are good. Anybody else, let me know, man, if you guys are interested, man. We're going to do some things. My man Ruben says, ready for week 1. The dogs are going to feast. D-line. Listen, we had a lot of questions about how this defense is going to look, especially the run defense. A lot of people are pleased with Roy Robertson-Harris. I'm sorry. Yeah. Roy Robertson-Harris. I think he's going to be the guy next to Dex, the guy we've been waiting for. Let me know how you guys feel about that again, but we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about all these players. Shout out to my man Brian Montana with the $9.99 super chat.
I need a dollar is what I need.
He says, I hope Hyatt makes the roster. I was frustrated with the first 2 throws, but I'm happy he was able to come down with the touchdown. I appreciate the content. Go Giants. Salute to you, Brian Montana. Thank you for the love and support, man, as always. Yeah, the one thing, and it's funny too, because a lot of people that say when it comes to Hyatt, they look at the 2 drops and they disregard the first 2 catches before the touchdown. And those are actually hand catches. The comeback route was a hands catch. I think it was actually 2 comeback routes that he had were hands catches too. So it just depends, man. It just depends. But again, there's some positives and negatives. Mark Thompson, you not seeing it? Hold on. Okay, somebody just jumped. They go TP. Hold on, I'm gonna send it again to you, Mark. Give me a second. One second. Let's get Mark. All right, I just sent it to you again, Mark. All right. So hopefully you should see that now. So before I bring on the first guy, I got to do an introduction the right way. Shout out to my man, TP Way the Giant, right? TP Way the Giant has been one of the hottest upcoming, putting in that work, steady, fantastic content. If you don't know, you know now. If you're not subscribed to the man's channel, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You can fix that right now by subscribing to that man's channel. Just hit over 1,000 subscribers. He doing this thing. Shout out to my man TP Way. Let me get you on here, man. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man
Let's
TP.
go.
What's going on, brother?
Let's go. Peace. What's up, Dash?
I'm chilling, man.
feeling,
It's Saturday.
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling good. You said you got the day off. I know you feeling good.
Absolutely.
So it is what it is. I'm doing this roster breakdown, and I already put out a video. I know you put out a video as well. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait to see what the roster looks like. And I will say this though, and this part makes me mad too, because these guys fight all summer long, all year long to make the team. And in some cases, they only make the squad for a day, and then the rest, then they cut it down, and then they pick somebody else up from another team. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring my man Mark in here too. Mark Thompson, no introduction needed. He was on the show last week. Shout out to my man Mark. What's going on, Mark?
Hi guys, I'm great. Doing good.
How you doing? We doing
Mark,
good,
what's the
man.
word, man?
I'm good. How are you doing, TP?
Man, I can't call it. I'm ready to talk Giant ball, man. Especially right now.
Yep.
Right now. What a time it is to be a Giant fan. Let's
That's
go.
a fact.
Excitement for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then last but not least, I got another fantastic. I can't even just say New York Giants content creator, because he's just a New York sports content creator. Shout out to the Mets. This is the only time you can get me to say shout out to the Mets. Shout out to my man Born for Sports in the building as well. What's going on, Born?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on,
Yeah.
Dash? TP,
He's
my
in the
guys.
building. Let's go.
What's going on, man? How we doing,
well,
man? How we doing,
Now,
man?
Dash, I will say though, I will say,
What's up?
I love when Born for Sports gets on the stream.
Uh-huh.
I don't care if it's water, anything. If I see him with some type of beverage in his hand, just be prepared.
It's gonna be a
Just
show.
Prepared. Yeah. It's
gonna
something.
be a
That's
show.
something I learned over the years. Anytime that I seen him with something, yeah, prepare, y'all. Prepare.
Well, TP, you ain't never lie, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready, baby. I got the juices flowing. I'm ready.
Nah, that's
to
a
eat
fact.
one,
That's a
man.
fact. That's a fact. I'm gonna get through these comments, and then we're gonna hop right into this 53. So shout out to my man Jesse. Jesse, let it be known that he's in VA. He's in Virginia Beach. Shout out to Virginia. TP. That man is from Virginia as well. Shout out to y'all, man. All right.
Sure.
My man Guy Williams says from Maryland, I'll be in the building September 7th. Go Big Blue. Shout out to listen. The Giants are going to be in the building. We already know what it is. We take what it say? Come to your trap, take over your trap. That's what the song says, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Walk in your trap, take over your trap. Yeah.
Yeah. White Lotus. White Lotus says, man, I'm messed up, but I got the what? I got the Asian what? But I got the Asian chicks. Big psyched out by my Giants. Only if the offensive line holds up. Listen, I see the profile pic. I'm assuming it's not disrespectful. So it is what it is. Shout out to the Kung Fu movies from the 80s, 70s. We watched them growing up. I understand what that is. I can't remember who the character is, but shout out to you.
Hey, one thing about your chat, Dash, is I learned
What up?
I learned through being in here, pre-read the chat. I learned that by being in here. You gotta pre-read the comments sometime because you never know.
He scared me for a second. I said, "Wait a minute, you trying to get it demonetized in here, man?"
That looked like Silver Fox or Golden Fox. One of those.
See, there you go. See. My man Paul says, "Dash, are you concerned about the cornerback?" We're gonna get into that. I just want to get caught up. Shout out to my man JB1722. He says we'll be out there early. I'm in Hampton, VA. I just got home from Virginia Beach at Jessup. Listen, shout out to the Giants fans that's in Virginia.
Yes,
Repping.
Sir,
yes,
rap,
sir.
baby.
Yeah.
We all over the place.
Yeah,
all over the place.
Yeah.
Amir. We've seen this a lot now lately. He says, "Yo, bring me my boy OBJ in the building ASAP. The vibes is definitely here this year." A lot of people want to bring OBJ back. A lot. And listen, TP, I'm not going to ask you that now. I'll ask you that when we get to the wide receiver. So, and then let me get to Luann real quick, and we're gonna jump into this. Luann says, "I love the tight end who caught the touchdown. He is a keeper." I forgot his name. So he's you got to be talking about Doses, most likely. Got to be talking about Doses. All right, so I'm gonna get through the comments. Shout out to my man Mark Stewart in the building, always showing love and support.
What up, Mark?
We're gonna get into this. We're gonna get in, and listen. Just because you see a lot of faces on the screen doesn't mean we're not gonna pay attention to the comment section, to the chat. We're gonna talk about guys that are making a roster, and I want you to do the same because everybody has a word for sure. So, fellas, we're gonna keep it real quick when it comes to the special teams: kicker, punter, long snapper. Graham Gano, Jamie Gillen, Casey Crater. Anybody disagreeing with any of that?
Got that.
It is what it is when it comes.
It is what it is.
Know,
it is great.
No, I was just saying, like, honestly, the type of time that I'm on right now, and we'll probably get through this as we run down the different positions and things like that. But I'm really on the type of time where, like, listen. Out with the old, in with the new if you're not producing. Like, I'm not shying away from or scared of moving on from guys if they are not producing. And so Graham Gano, I was paying attention to Graham Gano. If he's showing me any signs of what we kind of seen last year, I was ready to give him the boot. But he, as of right now, he's safe. He's safe, so I'm not tripping.
Nah, I agree with that. I'll say this about Graham Gano. Don't chase anybody. Don't chase anybody. Like, if they break it, I don't need you getting in the full stride because we too old for that.
Fact.
Them hamstrings are not prepared for full stride. It is what it is. And it's crazy too because their kicking schedule, pretty much they said they kick when they want to kick as far as practice goes. The kickers out there doing things on their own. So we'll see what happens with that. But as long as Gano is healthy, I'm confident in him. Casey Crater, like the Giants and long snappers, we haven't had issues with long snappers for a long time.
Right.
Like even
I got PTSD, Dash.
Oh, even the guy before him was good. I can't even remember his name right now. That's
well,
crazy.
we've been in the trenches in a minute. Remember that playoff game in the 90s. So listen, that is always a lesson learned, baby.
Now we see. I was only talking about the last 20 years. You want to take 30 years.
We can't take it for granted, bro.
Nah, man.
I think in the first preseason game, Gano ran to the side. He just walked away to the side after he kicked the ball. So I think he's learned his lesson.
There you go. Grab the tee and get off the field, man. Nah, man. So we're gonna move it on to quarterback. I don't think there's any arguments here at quarterback, but I do want to get you guys' opinion because there's still a debate going on. I know the view of you guys, but I still want you guys to talk about it. Obviously, the elephant in the room is start Dart. We got to start Dart. He looked fantastic. So starting with you, Mr. Mark, how do you feel about the quarterback situation? Go ahead and give me your 3, too, because some people seem to believe that Tommy DeVito did a great job, which he did. So let me know how many quarterbacks we're keeping and who's making the roster, and then let me know how you feel.
No, I was going to joke and say I'm keeping all 4, but no, not really. I'm keeping 3, the obvious 3. But no, I think we tripled up on QB for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. We got both we got experience in the room in 2 places. And then we got the young. We didn't know that we would get the young QB we wanted, but we managed to get that, right? We were able to trade back up in the first round, get Dart. That's the guy that Dable wanted. And with all that experience in the room, we want to bring Dart along. Yes, look, it's preseason. Let's not get out of whack here. It's preseason, vanilla defenses and so forth, but he's done everything you're supposed to do. But it's beyond that. It's beyond just to play on the field. It's also learning to be a quarterback off the field, learn to lead the team, dealing with the press. I mean, right now, we're all winning, but what happens when you start to lose games and all that sort of thing? So there's a whole bunch of things that this guy's got to learn and understand. I mean, clearly, he's learning and he's coming along well. But I mean, like, even when he didn't slide, he was upset. He went off the field, but he caused all of that himself, right? So there are things that he's got to learn, and there's no point in rushing it. That's the whole point. No point in rushing it. It's better to start him late rather than early. That's how I see it.
Yeah. But I will ask you this though too, because it's a lot of pushback. Even in some of the direct messaging, some of the chats that I'm in, they don't even want to hear it. Throw the ball to the Wolves, man. Throw the ball, and I keep telling people to pump the brakes.
Yeah.
I mean, Jorge, what do you think, Jorge? Go ahead, give me. Is it 3 quarterbacks? Is it 4 quarterbacks? What's going on? And then let me know. Russ or Dart? Who you start?
Well, first off, it's 3 quarterbacks. There's no doubt about it. It's Russ. It's Dart. It's Winston. I'm sorry. Get DeVito out of here. I'm done with him. Okay, I don't care how great he was in the preseason. I want him out. I swear to God, I don't understand why so many Giant fans overrate this kid. I really don't know. He's all right. He's what he is. I'm ready to move on from that. Every time I see him, I get PTSD of us losing out on a quarterback that could potentially hurt us for a long time, or Drake May. So I'm over that. It's over. We got neighbors, so I'm good with that, of course. But I'm over that. It's time to move on to DeVito. Hey, if DeVito wants to come back on the practice squad and serve cutlets and Gatorade to the boys, let him do it. But other than that, I want nothing to do with it. As far as the Russ situation with Dart, I just don't understand, why are we in a rush? Why is our fan base trying to rush this kid? Do y'all remember what happened with Daniel Jones when they rushed him? I mean, how did that turn out? Okay, they took Eli off the field, and then what happened? They threw him to the Wolves and whatever, and the rest is history. Does anyone remember what happened with Eli Manning and Kurt Warner? How did that work out? Kurt Warner started the season. They had a good, solid start. He started to falter late, and then they went to Eli. The rest is history. That's the way you want to do it. And I don't understand why we can't give Russ a shot. What has he done so bad that he can't get his shot to start the season? What did he do in the preseason that really has the fan base like, oh, I don't? And I understand darts look good. I do, and I'm excited about that. I am excited about that. But let's keep things in perspective, folks. Okay, most of it is in the preseason, second and third stringers. Obviously, that means he has a lot to learn on the next level. Let him get there. Why do we have to rush it? It's like Dash and my guy TP, as usual, saying, let's slow cook it. This is the perfect opportunity. A lot of teams don't have this opportunity that the Giants have to slow cook it that way and get him when he's ready, not when he's forced to be ready. Why do we have to do that? Russ has not been as bad as people say he's been the last couple of years, okay? And the stats say it, okay? All you got to do is look a little deeper into why things went the way he went. 2023. Hey, we all know he was not wanted there, okay? He wasn't wanted there. Sean Payton was done with him. They made a organizational decision. Last year, what happened? He helped the Steelers get to the playoffs. Why are we forgetting that? I don't understand that. Why are we forgetting that Russell Wilson still helped the Steelers get to the playoffs with a terrible offensive coordinator? Okay, Arthur Smith was dookie. Let's be honest, he was. Okay, wouldn't even let the guy, or you know what I'm talking about. That wouldn't even let the guy audible out of a play at the damn line of scrimmage. Okay, with limited weapons all over the place. Okay, you mean to tell me Russ can't get an opportunity with the weapons we have here and that defense we got about to unleash? Giant fans, slow down. Let's let it go. Let it marinate,
now,
baby.
Chad, I warned y'all. I warned y'all. I said he was coming. I said he was coming. I warned y'all.
I'm ready, bro.
Right,
Let
I
him
told
go.
y'all.
Come
Come on.
We're gonna let him go. We're gonna let him go for
Let's
sure.
Go. Let's go.
TP. Dart.
Yo, man.
Dart or Russ. Dart or
Listen,
Russ.
First, I have to start off by just saying, listen, man, make the New York Giants great again, man. Y'all see I have the red colorway of this thing, man. You know, usually, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. You know, I'm one of the guys that, you know, my New York Giants swag is official, right? And I like to keep it that way. I like that reputation. And I don't always give away my gems, you know. I don't always give away where I get my stuff from, you know, but y'all can get the make the New York Giants great again, you know, where from my man Big Dash. And yeah, y'all lucky on this one, because I usually I usually like to keep it in the tuck. But anyway, in that theme of things, I agree with everything that y'all said, man. I mean, I gotta see Russell Wilson take the QB1 Chargers, but I will give just this pushback as to say I understand why fans do want to see Jackson Dart. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, I don't get why y'all don't. I had that initial thought, right? But I understand why y'all want to see him. And I think to answer Jorge's, you know, big question as to, you know, why are people thinking that way, it is because I believe that, to be honest with you, you're looking around the league and you're seeing what Jaden Daniels is doing for Washington. You seeing what Bo Nix is doing for the Broncos, and my man from the Texans, I don't know how I'm forgetting his name, but y'all get what I'm saying. These young quarterbacks is turning Stroud. There we go, CJ. Yeah, and they're turning franchises around. So people kind of get distracted looking at other people's plate, thinking that there's just one way to skin the cat, and I think we're mistaken when we do that. I actually love the fact that we are being as responsible as we are being, and we're putting Dart in the place, man, where this dude can really benefit from, man. You got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston to learn from.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I mean, you don't get a better situation than that.
And that's the part, man. When we get good things, like right now, that quarterback room is a good thing. Don't ruin a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing when it comes to the edge room. Like we got Abdul Carter. Let's trade Kayvon Thibodeau. No, why? We got good things. Let's keep good things. We deserve it. We've been through a lot. I'm seeing a lot of people. Shout out to my man Corinne Rock too. He also said cut him out. Talking about DeVito, cut him out on the practice squad. He'll be back next year. I do believe that, because I think there's nothing Russ can do that'll probably get him a contract in 2026. I think the plan right now already, we done seen Dart do. He's not holding them off for another year. And the money right now that we're spending in the quarterback room, Jameis Winston, we got him for pennies on the dollar. And then I think I do believe that next year, when we get into the training camp next year, offseason, I think Tommy DeVito will be right back in camp with the New York Giants next year if he doesn't go anywhere. I do think he makes the practice squad. I do believe that even though like people looked how much he improved, I think he's going to be on the practice squad. So for all the Tommy DeVito lovers out there, shout out to Jersey, Mr. Cedar Grove himself. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I want to ask you this real quick. Yeah. Hey, I see my man AH. I don't even want to pronounce that. That sounds a little crazy, but yes, it is a snapback. It is a snapback. Yes, sir, man. It is a snapback. But my question is, let's say in a hypothetical world, like best case scenario, Russ goes out here, he absolutely kills. We absolutely look phenomenal. Do you think there is a world, best case scenario, where Russ does stay?
Russ got to win the Super Bowl in order to stay.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It ain't just going to the playoffs. It's not just a play. Do you see it? You see the way these people acting over Dart right now?
Yeah.
Baby
That's a
loves
fact.
it, bro.
That's a fact.
He loves him.
Nah, that's a fact.
It's not happening. I like Russ got to win the Super Bowl. And you know what's crazy about that too? If Russ say something fantastic happens, the stars align and the New York Giants win the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson. If I'm Russell Wilson, I'm leaving. I'm out of
Yeah.
here with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm out of here after what happened in Denver and all that other stuff and going to Pittsburgh and being thrown away. If he wins the Super Bowl, good Lord, just think.
Chase the bag.
Yeah. That's a
Chase
fact.
the bag. Somebody give it to him.
Nah. He's hanging it up.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean he'll go into the sunset?
I'm talking about Michael Strahan,
Right.
Peyton
Okay.
Manning grabbing
Gotcha.
a horse and getting up out of here.
Yeah.
I can
Just
see
so he
that
can't.
too.
Not too many quarterbacks can walk off into the sun like that, man.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah, look what happened to Aaron Rodgers. He got thrown away, and he was one of the best quarterbacks to do it. And look
Yeah.
at him now. So it
Yeah.
is what it is. I see my man Derek says start Wilson, but Dart will start by week 10. I saw another comment that said by the bye week. So I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people expect to see this year in 2025. I expect to see him. I'm pretty sure you guys expect to see him at some point in 2025. I don't want to, because if I don't see him, that means we're winning a lot of games and we're in
Right.
contention. But at the end of the day, I think it happens. I do think it happens. Let me get to a couple more of these super chats, and we're gonna talk about these running backs. So Corey Lum says, he said, wait, pull the brake, throw the anchor. Dart has not saw an exotic defense yet, or Parsons defensive rush, or the Eagles' whole defense. Listen, you can't tell anybody anything, because if I start saying something like that,
Yeah.
oh Dash,
Yeah.
oh,
You
I
ain't
wanted
take
to-
the bait. You ain't take the
I'll be leaving it alone. Listen,
Yeah.
as many times that I typed something and erased it on Twitter, like yo, like he ain't seen stunts, twists, corner blitz. We ain't seen none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he did audible himself though. We saw that. All right, so we're gonna move to these running backs, man. We're gonna move to these running backs. And if you would have asked me a week ago, I had one answer. Now that we done been through the preseason game 3, I don't know so much now. So I'm gonna start off with my man Mark. When it comes to the running back room, first, how many running backs are you keeping? And who are those running backs?
I'm keeping 3.
Okay.
I mean,
And
I can
who's-
see a way. I can see a way they could be 4, but I'm keeping 3. And I know that Donta Miller Turbo has done really well during preseason. I get that, even through practice and all that. But I'm keeping 3. And I'm going to take the chance that he makes it to the practice squad. So I'm obviously going with Tracy, Singletary, and Scatterbo. I mean, Singletary is a no-brainer because of the contract.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't. I mean, there's no way you can't cut him and get anything. The only thing you could do is trade him or whatever. But I mean, that's not realistic either, right? So, and obviously Tracy had the great year. Scatterbo I mean, Joel Shane said it. Our favorite player. So there's no way that those 3 guys are going to play. Turbo, if he impressed enough on special teams, if he was to make the team, it would mean that one of the wide receivers don't make the team, like Smith Marset or something like that. To me, that's the only way I could see him making the team. So you would have to decide that he would have to take that place. But I see 3 running backs, and maybe Turbo makes it to practice squad, maybe he doesn't. But if he does, and if he stays with the team, then more than likely next year we won't bring back Singletary, so he may get his chance then, unless he gets a chance with somebody else. But 3 is where I'm at.
I mean, listen, I had 4. I had 4 guys making the team. I thought Scatterbo wasn't going to be available week 1, and I thought they was going to put him on the pup, but we saw him in the preseason game. So it is what it is. Before I get to TP, I want to get to this comment. Solving the race problem says, Ash Dash, what's this going to take for him to throw out his Hyatt merch? Now, listen, I only got 1 Hyatt hat. Only got one Hyatt hat. I don't got a bunch of merch that's Hyatt. Shout out to my man Jay Ferris. Got people thinking I got, closets full of Jalen Hyatt merch, but I don't. What's this gonna? It's gonna take Hyatt not to be on the team anymore for me to get rid of that merch. As long as that man is a New York Giant, and listen, I might have sold maybe 3 of those hats. In all honesty, so it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. It ain't hurting me. It ain't hurting nobody else. But yeah, I'm not worried about that too much though. If he's no longer a Giant, then the stuff gotta go. It gotta go. So TP running back room. Let me know what you think, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on initially I was thinking 4 running backs, but even that it's like I just don't know how you have 4 running backs, but also in the tight end room have 4 there. So it's just like, man, I think it is going to be Tyrone Tracy Jr., Cam Scattable, aka Cam Skedaddle, and then Devin Singletary. I've been one of those Turbo Miller guys as well. I've been definitely pushing, for him to make the roster. But even when it comes to special teams, I don't look at him as somebody who could be like a better returner than Smith Marset. Honestly, Smith Marset is like my favorite when it comes to the return game. I don't know if the Giants look at it like that, but for me. And so I just don't, unfortunately, man, I just don't know if Miller is gonna make it, man. I don't think so. And I know people kind of have the conversation as well as saying, yo, man, get Singletary up out of here and bring Miller in here. Shout out to Miz, I see you. I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I'm there either. But
I think things changed in like a week. It went from Miller gotta make the team. Did you see what Miller's doing out there? And it's crazy. And then you see him try to run up the middle in that preseason 3 game, and you're like, oh, okay. That's where the weakness is. That's where like we can run the screen, but him running up the middle, I don't know. But we don't really like even when it comes to Scattable. Scattable, we categorize him as a thumper, which he can get the tough yards, but he ain't like I see him more like a Bradshaw than I do like a traditional thumper at the end. Like at the end of the day, he's really only 5'8" and like 215 pounds at the end of the day.
Yo, man, in his last preseason game, man, he had the hole was right there. And I'm like, yo, this is about to be lit. And he slipped. Yeah. I was like, oh, man.
He was a little rusty. He was a little rusty. He was a little rusty. Hey, what do you think? How many running backs we keeping?
I guess I'm a guilty as charged on this panel because I got 4, man. I don't want to lose Turbo Miller. I don't. I seen everything I need to see, respectfully. Like last year, I liked him, but I said he's just raw. Like I'm not ready to just bring him on the team just yet. And I thought it'll be dicey and we could possibly get him on the practice squad. But if we can get him on the practice squad for one more all season, he might be ready to really contribute to the backfield. And I like what I saw from him in the preseason. I think he's going to be a quality running back here. I don't think Singletary is going to last past this year. I don't. I think after the season, the Giants are going to probably move on from there. So I can see Turbo Miller being the 3rd guy definitely next year. If, obviously – that's next year. We don't know what would be transactions will happen after that till then. But I like what I saw from Turbo Miller, and I think he can bring some special teams value. I think I would love to see him get more chances as the return game because I think his speed you can't teach. His acceleration, you can't teach that. That's something you got to hold on to on the team. You know what I'm saying? And I just think I'm just not ready to move on. I like our running back room, especially if we keep 4. I think we can get away with doing that. And as much as I love Cam, I love Scat. I do. And I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I got questions about that injury. I really do. There was talk before he came back that maybe it was going to be dicey to have him ready for week 1. So when you're dealing with soft tissue injury, and another thing is we're speculating a soft tissue injury, but the Giants really haven't said much about what the injury really was.
They kept it on the record.
Yeah, so that kind of gives me pause that maybe the Giants need to protect themselves just in case if Scat might re-aggravate it, or he might not be ready for week 1 after the preseason game. I just
It's a
think.
hamstring injury, though.
Did they announce it's a hamstring?
No, they never did.
Yeah, that's what makes. Yeah.
Did you listen? Did you listen to the interview Scalaboo had with the reporters?
I don't think I caught that.
Right. So Ryan Dunleavy set him up a little bit. He said, he asked him about the injury, and so he asked him about, how are you feeling? Yeah, and then he asked him a quick question like, "Did you ever have a hamstring injury in college?" And he said, "No, never. It's the first time." So that's a confirmation. That's a confirmation that it was a. So Ryan Dunleavy set him up.
He got Dunleavy.
He got. Yeah, and so because he was trying not to talk about it, say what it was. Yeah, and Dunleavy just hit him with that question and responded quickly, and
to the booby trap.
That's it. Yeah, that was it. So we know it's a hamstring.
Well, that was a good catch by you, Mark. I didn't even catch that post game, so good catch by you. I was live streaming the game during the game, but man. So hey, it's a hamstring. So there you go. Listen, those things they make me nervous with the running back position. I just think maybe it is in the best interest of the New York Giants to at least keep 4 for now until they know more clarity how healthy Cam is going to be going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this too because a lot of people are very, very down on Devin Singletary. I'm not the highest on him either. He's still a solid veteran at the end.
Yeah, I'm not that down on him.
I don't need him fumbling. The first time he fumbles, I'm probably going to be upset, like really, really upset because that's what we saw last year.
Yeah.
But man,
good third down bat for sure.
Yeah, I got Turbo on the outside looking in. I had 4 running backs on my original video, and I was like, yeah, I can see us keeping 4 running backs. I just don't know what they're going to do with the offensive line. So that's one of my questions here. I want to get to my man Davion Taylor's comment. He says, "Did you see the video where they compared Dable's reaction to Dart and his reaction to Jones?" He's talking about the split screen where they showed when Dable threw he threw the iPad at Daniel Jones, and then he shows just Brian Dable smiling from ear to ear looking at Jackson Dart.
He loves Dart. He loves.
Listen, it's crazy. Yeah. I think Dable knows. Dable knows that he's tied at the hip when it comes to Jackson Dart, man. His success is going to be Dable's success, and that's probably one of the big factors too, because everybody keeps saying, when are we going to see Dart? When are we going to see Dart? But let me tell you something, man. If we get into week 1 and it looks like first down run, second down run, third down moon ball from Russ, 60 yards down the field, people gonna be like, hey, okay, yep. let's calm down.
Right away.
Russ still got some juice left. So it is what it is. Now I said the TP, I says my name is my name.
Respect. Your name is your name.
Oh man, Ghost Dog talking about when we were saying about the Steelers, talking about their offensive coordinator. He says about to get Mike Tomlin to fight. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Ghost Dog, you gotta relax. My wife is a Steelers fan. She don't take no Mike Tomlin slander at all. So, we're gonna leave it alone. Keep it nice.
That's
shout out to my man Mark Stewart though. Right? Shout out to my man Mark Stewart. Says Russell will go out hard if he wins the Super Bowl. Listen, Ryder Sunset, man. He gotta go, man. Why would you come back? Why would you come? I mean, at the end of the day, maybe
he said he wants to play the 42 or whatever it is. Did you say that?
Yeah.
When did he say that? Because I remember him saying that. But was that Denver Russ? Was that Pittsburgh Russ? Who said? Which Russ said that? I mean, he looks in good shape.
Seattle Russ.
That was 2020 Russ, right?
Right.
4,000, 40 touchdowns. It is what it is. Shout out to my man Miz in the building. What's going on, Miz? He said, big crew here. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. He said, time to move on from Hyatt. Listen, man. Listen.
There's a lot of Hyatt in this chat right now.
Yeah. Listen. Whenever I'm wrong about somebody, people let me know. People don't let, because I tend to go hard for people, man. Pause when I have them in my favor, man. And Hyatt was definitely in my favor. But yeah, listen, I'm getting attacked on all sides. Though. It is what it is, though. But at the end of the day, he still got games to play. And we're talking about the 4th wide receiver on the depth chart, and he still might not play. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I see people talking about Hyatt and his hand. I don't think that's his problem. His hands are not the problem. It's his strength is the problem. So he dropped those balls because he was fighting off the cornerbacks,
Push off,
and there
yeah.
he couldn't get his hands in position to catch the ball properly. That's who he's fighting with, and that's his problem right there. I think he's got a pretty good hands catcher, and I think he tracks the ball pretty well. But he's so busy worrying about fighting off the defender that that's why he didn't get his hands in place. He's so focused on that. That's in his head. That's why he put on the 18 pounds. That's why that's in his head. I gotta fight these people off, and to get the separation. That's what he is at. So I think that's his problem, really. Nothing to do with his hands.
I like that he's trying to correct it too. Like obviously he put in the work, he gained the weight. He has a conscious effort of getting that extra separation when at the point of when the ball gets there. But to your point, he's focusing too much on those things, and it's funny too because on some of those passes, it's almost like if he wasn't worried about it so much, he could have just ran up under the ball instead of doing a lot of that hand fighting. I thought on that first one that he dropped, he actually fell to his knees and got hit in the shoulder. He was falling down. At the end of the day, good wide receivers make that catch at the end of the day. But we talking about Jalen Hyatt. He's not there yet. We can't hold him to a certain standard that he hasn't shown us yet. At the end of the day.
He needs the confidence too. He needs the confidence.
Something else that I seen is, to me, it's looked like Jalen Hyatt has struggled, man, tracking the ball. Like if you really just pay attention to like what he looks like while the ball is in the air, it's this stop and go motion, that he does. And this is not the first. This preseason game was not the first time that I've seen him do it.
Right.
And I'm really curious. I didn't see the all 22 yet, but I'm really curious to see, like, did he, outrun, or are these like balls like underthrown or what? But it seems to me like he's just having a little bit of difficulty, tracking it in the air, and then, by the time it does get there, and receivers know it's just a little too late, because then that's when you have the ball hitting you right there in the shoulder pad, and that's when it looks bad.
I know the deep pass that he had, like to your point, TP, about him tracking the ball. The first deep pass I noticed, he was running, he had the step, and then he kind of like stopped to get his hand up to push off or get leverage. And I'm saying, dude, all you got to do is just keep running. The ball's going to get there. The ball's going to get there. You're faster than everyone. Just keep running and the ball's going to get there. I think you're right, man. There's something going on with him tracking the ball in the air when it's coming mid-flight to him, man.
You know what I like? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I just think that because he's worried about the separation, that he takes his eye off the ball, and therefore that's causing the tracking problem. I don't really think he has a natural tracking problem issue. I just think that because he's fighting, he gets distracted, then that causes a tracking problem. But you could be right too. That's my take on it, because when I watch him in college, even when I watch him in his first year with the Giants, he didn't have any problem. So I think that's all that's in his head. But that's just my thought. Yeah.
That's a fact. I agree.
And then you saw when he finally got the touchdown, man, like his reaction to it. Like he seemed pretty calm. He had his little celebration. The sideline was happy for him.
Yeah,
Jameis Winston was definitely happy for him, because I think everybody has that. Everybody hears, like, they see what people are saying. They hear people talking about him. He's a bust. He can't get separation. He can't do this. He can't do that. So when your teammate, and again, they see him different from the way we see him. We see him as a New York Giants player. Do your job. If you can't do your job, you're out of here. At the end of the day, there's a human element in it as well. And these guys, that's their brother. So they know he's going through a hard time. They know he hasn't fulfilled, what he wanted to fulfill as far as being a player at this level yet. And then and you saw it. And that's the thing. And I'll get back to it. I just want to talk about it really quickly. The whole team is bought in. Like the whole roster's bought into whatever's going on, whatever the coaches are telling them this year, whatever they feeding these guys, they're bought in. Everybody's bought in. And this is the first time I've seen like this type of camaraderie within the offense and the defense. Everybody's intertwined. So first, how do you guys feel about that as far as the energy with this team? And then we'll get into the next positional group.
Well, I mean, I'm loving it. I mean, I haven't seen this team. You could just see like the energy, like you said, the energy's different, the vibes are different. They look bought in, and I think some of that is because they actually believe in the quarterback position. This quarterback room has changed the outlook of the team. Like everybody looks more confident, and what for all the stuff that we heard about Russ in other places about, he's phony, he's a cornball, and he acts like he's too much a celebrity at times, whatever. Those things we've heard in the past. For what I see, I don't see any of that. And I see a team that's bought in with him, and of course, Jackson Dart, they believe in him. Obviously, they believe in him. They see the work he's putting in. And hey, it's a beautiful thing to see. The vibes are definitely different this year. And I also think, not for nothing, this Giant defense, they're confident in the talent they have in that room. And you could see it. The brotherhood is building. A lot of people were expecting Kayvon to like react a certain way because Abdul Carter got drafted here. Well, it seems like everyone has gotten closer in that edge group. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's playing for each other. It's just a different vibe, and I'm loving it, man. And I'm just hoping it's going to translate to wins because that last preseason game, when you seeing third stringers getting touchdowns and making plays, and you're seeing the veterans running on the field to celebrate with them who ain't got anything to do with any of these guys. They're probably not even going to see these guys again, maybe or on the off season or something when they run into them. They're out there celebrating with them, happy for them. The vibes are up, fellas, and I think it's going to be a good thing for this Giant locker room, man.
Yeah, and I think the one thing I noticed, a lot of people that send me like DMs, they tell, "Oh, I was at the game. The energy is different. The energy is different." You can see it. You can see it on the screen, so I can imagine how it feels in the building. Let me get to this super chat really quickly. Shout out to my man Brian Montana too, because I didn't even see this. It's been a half an hour. I appreciate the love and support.
I need a dollar is what I need.
Brian Montana says, I hope Hyatt makes the roster. I was frustrated with the first two throws, but I'm happy he was able to come down with the touchdown. I appreciate the content. Go Giants. I don't think I read that. I think I missed that. I might have read that. Not sure. I'm not sure. So now, hopefully we can get into a little bit of an argument when it comes to the tight ends. I don't know for sure. I know where my man Mark is at right now. TP. Again, I have not seen the video yet for the prediction. Boy, hey, I don't know how you feel about the tight ends either. So I'm gonna start with my man TP. Tight ends. How many tight ends do we keep? And who are those tight ends that we're keeping?
Man, I don't want to see nobody go, man. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I don't want to see nobody go, so it's gonna be difficult. But if I had to see someone go, it would have to definitely be Chris Manhertz, and I say that respectfully. He is the best blocking tight end that we have on this roster, and I'm not trying to undervalue that, but the tight end group that we have had, and I'm talking about everybody except for you set aside Daniel Bellinger. They have shown me this offseason, man, on why Coach Dable made an emphasis on getting these guys, and I believe in these guys. If we had to keep three. And trust me, I'm saying this and not in a comfortable, position. If we had to keep three, it would have to be Theo Johnson, Dulich, and Fedoni.
Okay.
Daniel Bellinger, I'm with y'all, man. I that's my guy, man. I rock with Daniel Bellinger. I think that Giant fans, they forget, man. They really forget what he adds. I mean, he might be the most complete tight end, like all around, who does everything from blocking to adding to the pass game. But as far as being able to move and what I think that the style play that we're going to head to now, I just like what I'm seeing in the red zone from these guys, these big body targets. Everybody in this tight end group is 6'5", They're gonna throw the ball. They're gonna throw the ball up whenever we need somebody just to get a ball to, and you see it's working. I like the way that they look after the catch as well, and I'm just sold on those three names first. But if we was to keep four, then of course it's Daniel Bellinger. You add that in there.
That's
The
my man
focus,
too.
you
And then
said Daniel Bellinger, you said? I didn't hear
yeah, that's what
that.
he
Okay.
said. He said Daniel Bellinger too. And then somebody got a TV on. Just turn it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, Scott Young. I'm gonna get to you, Mark, next about the tight ends. Says back in the day, Joe Morris had a problem seeing the ball. They found out he needed glasses. Maybe they should check Hyatt's eyes. That's crazy. That's funny though. That's funny though. Somebody else got LASIK on the team. Andrew Phillips. Andrew Phillips got LASIK this
Yes.
past offseason.
He did,
So
yeah.
let's see what happens because he had what no interceptions his whole college career. The only one he got called back because of a penalty. But he ended up needing LASIK. Jameis Winston ended up getting LASIK after his 30-30 season, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. So
30 picks.
maybe. So Mark, tight ends again. I know we had this conversation before about the tight ends, but let the people know how you feel. How many tight ends and who are those guys? 4.
I'm keeping 4. And look, I'm keeping 4 because it's a symbiotic, well, no, dynamic situation. Sorry, let me put it that way, because the receivers haven't quite distinguished themselves. The UDFAs and so forth, they haven't really distinguished themselves. So with a weak back of the wide receiver room depth, I'm keeping 4 because I think then that we might play a little more 12 personnel, or we certainly will use a tight end. It might be pseudo 12 because it might really be 11. But so I'm keeping Johnson, Bellinger, Dulcich, and Fedoni. Yes, I know Matt Hurts is not in there. I hear people talk about Matt Hurts all the time. I personally don't see it. Look, Matt Hurts, great blocker, that's fine. Okay, and we know he caught a ball last year for a touchdown. But is his blocking so dominant that it's going to make that much of a difference? We only won 3 games last year. If the O line is good, there's no need for Matt Hurts as the blocker. It to me it doesn't it doesn't really make any sense. What does he bring to the table? If the O line is playing well, then why do you need Matt Hurts? You can also bring in. I mean, if you want that, you can bring in an extra lineman to do something if you want to, with Neil or whoever. I don't know, Bo, whoever. But I just don't see Matt Hurts bringing that much value. And I actually think that him being a vested veteran, you probably couldn't get him to the practice squad. Because you don't waive him. So you can make a deal and you bring him to practice squad. Maybe somebody else might decide to pick him up. I don't know, but I don't see the need for it. Johnson is a good blocker and improving. We know Bellinger is the best move blocker on the team, on the tight end room. Sorry, we know Dulcich doesn't block. We got that, and Fedoni, he's got the frame and everything for it. So we don't know, but I really like Fedoni, by the way. His catch radius and everything. Oh my God, he looks a specimen on the field, to be honest with you. So I've got 4, and it's partially because of the weakness of the depth at wide receiver. So that's where I'm at.
So I'll say this about the tight end room, especially when it comes to Bellinger, because I see some people say Bellinger is the weakest link. I love God says Bellinger is the weakest link. What have you done for me lately? Is something that a lot of people go by. And when you think about Daniel Bellinger, you haven't seen. Some people say we haven't seen him since his rookie year, and that's not true. But I will admit that we have not seen an impact from Bellinger like we did, his rookie year. Talking about the rest of the guys, because I also have 4 tight ends making the squad. I'm right there with Mark. I don't believe that Man Hurts makes this roster, because I think that everybody else, all the other tight ends, gives you more in the passing game, and because our offensive line seems to be more improved. The same reason, if we need to go big body, just throw an extra lineman in there at the end if you have to do something like that, right? I want to talk about Fedoni though, because I see it with Fedoni. Like there like a lot of people talk about Theo Johnson and his RAS score and the upside with Theo Johnson. Fedoni, to me, he might actually be eventually the best tight end coming out of that room. And you know what? I have to draw some similarities. I look at the number. He seems to be Italian at the end of the day. He runs hard. Could he be in the incarnate? I like the attitude. He's already a tough guy. I think about I don't even want I think about Bravaro a little bit, man.
Do it, Dash. There you go. Get it out, Dash.
I think about it, man, and it's crazy too because he looks like Frankenstein to me, man. He looked like okay, we put a tight end together. Six like his catch radius to your point. I don't know what his wingspan is. He looked like Kevin Durant out there. But he got a mean streak to him. You saw him with the run after the catch. He's trying to break tackles, and that's the one thing that I haven't seen from a Giants tight end in a while. Like we can get the first down, but who is that guy that's going to break tackle? Look for the contact. Like every yard matters, and it seems to me like Fedoni is that guy. With some of the like outside of the touchdown grab that he had, there was another pass where it might have been like an 8-yard reception. I don't know if it was a cross or a comeback, but he took it, turned around, and got the tough yards after that. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at Theo Johnson because he had a nice play on that screen pass from Dart in the second preseason game when he took off, and that looks a certain way. Dosick is just a red zone threat, and he looks good. But I think Thomas Fedoni has that extra it, and there's no way that you cut him. To my man's point that said you can't, he's a lock. But I want to keep 4 tight ends.
I want to ask you this though. With that being said,
Yeah,
if you had to pick 3, who would your 3 be?
Dosick is the odd man out if I'm picking.
Yeah. Yeah, those
Dosick
are
is
the
the
odd
odd
man
man out
out.
if I'm picking.
Yeah.
Listen,
Same for me.
and then I'm gonna save some for you, Jorge, because I know you ain't talking about the tight ends yet. For me, I was a big fan of Dosick coming out, right? Receiving tight end, tall. He had probably one of the best receiving tight ends coming out of that class, but then he couldn't find his way in Denver, right? Couldn't find his way. Then you see he got here, and one thing because Kafka's calling the plays again. The last time we saw Daniel Bellinger be successful, who was calling the plays? Mike Kafka. Mike Kafka. He knows how to use the tight end, so we're seeing that now, and it's like, okay, we see Dosick. What have you done for me lately? A lot of people feel that way. We see Dosick scoring these touchdowns, and it's like, okay. But I just think anybody running those routes at that time, any tight end that was in on that play probably gets the same result. Because I think at the end of the day, I think this tight end room is close when it comes to talent. Nobody has really broken away yet, but that's why I want to keep all 4 because I want to know who's going to be the guy that's going to break out. Also, Theo Johnson coming back from an injury. Thomas Fedoni has a history of injuries at Nebraska. Dosick, again, we don't really know who Dosick is yet. I mean, obviously. And Bellinger is probably the one guy that outside of the eye socket injury, he's been available. So Jorge, what do you think about the tight end room?
Well, I think we're all in lockstep with this room. I think we're all in lockstep. I think first of all, I want to keep 4, and you said basically everything I would have said. I think we're all in agreement here. Manhurst, he got to go. Simple. He just doesn't have the upside that the other guys have. It's just that simple. Now, last year, it was good to have him on the team because our last year our roster was more limited. We didn't have a lot of depth, so his purpose was more important, in my opinion, last season's team. With this season's team, look at the talent now. Theo Johnson, you got Fedoni, who's turning heads. All right, those has been really good. Okay, and we all know what Bellinger can bring, even though there's fans that don't see it or whatever. But we know he's the better player. I just think it's a no-brainer. I mean, you can't put Manhurts ahead of any of these guys to me. So I want to keep 4. I have 4 on my 53, basically for the same reasons that you guys said, but also like what Dash said, the injury history. Theo's coming off an injury. Fedoni. That's why he fell so late in the draft because of his injury history. The upside is there. It's just his injury history and in college. So, hey, I'm in lockstep with you guys. I'm keeping 4. I think and I also agree 100% with TP. If it comes down to 3, man, well, I'm not cutting Bellinger. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. A matter of fact, I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I think Bellinger has more upside than Giant fans think. I know people want to make fun, want to say, hey, you got to save some money on the cap. You got to save some money on the cap. I'm not going to do it in Bellinger's expense. I'm just not going to do it. I think he's better than people think. He's always reminded me of Kevin Boss. That's what he is to me, you know. And I like Kevin Boss. He was a solid tight end for us. In 2022, his rookie year, people forget, man, Bellinger was basically our second best receiver, reliable receiver on that season, you know, before he hurt his eye, the eye socket injury. And then he came back late in the season and he helped the team. But there was a time that he was getting a lot of targets and making plays for this team. So it's there. It's in there. It's just, can he be used properly? And to your point, your guys' point, Cap is calling the plays. So I think we should keep 4 and see you later, man. Hurts. Your block is not enough for me. Sorry.
I just do want to say, as far as Dokas is concerned, man, what I like about him is just that he seems to be the biggest, like as far as size wise.
He's tall, for sure.
Man, he seems like he is a nightmare for defenses to continuously have to deal with, especially as far as tackling. I mean, I've seen guys try to go up there, lay the boom, and Dokas, you know, like he ate it, and it was kind of like nothing to him, you know. And I could see like the mannerisms, you know, of how it feels for guys to try to bring this man down. And so that big body and you got to have good hands. That's one of my, you know, main things for a tight end too. But I think he has, you know, solid hands, and I just, you know, it could very much be, and I'm definitely, you know, understanding that it definitely could be recency. You know, I've seen a lot of Dokic and not, you know, a lot of Daniel this offseason, but.
It's fine too, because for me, I feel the same way about dosage, right? I feel the same way because it validates what I saw in college. I didn't see it in Denver, but I'm seeing it with the Giants in the preseason right now, so I feel good about that. And again, we're talking about 4 young tight ends. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? Manhurst is 37, 36, 30. I don't know how old he is, but I know he up there. He's not the long-term solution. When it comes to Bellinger and the money, maybe they can talk him into a pay cut. Then we got no excuses then. I hate for somebody to get their money taken away. But if it's a couple $1 million that they want to save, to me, I think you can save money in some other position too. And we're gonna get to that too, because we done spent some time on the offense.
Just remember that if you cut Bellinger, you still got to replace him.
Exactly.
So you're not really saving all the money that you
absolutely right.
So you got to replace him. So, you know, but the other thing too about Bellinger, I just want to make this one point, is that maybe Fedoni might get there, but if Theo Johnson should go down, Bellinger is the only one who could play his position. He's the only one that's rounded enough to play that position, to play Theo Johnson's position. You know, blocking, passing, you know. So the others don't have the same skill set. You know, Dulcich cannot block. And Fedoni is, you know, he's now learning the thing. So Bellinger is the only one who could take that position. That's what happened last year when Theo Johnson went down. Bellinger got more play time because of that, and he played exactly the same position that Johnson was playing at that time.
All right, I got to get to this Jay Ferris super chat. He got 2 comments in one, two separate comments in one.
Oh,
he's with the $4.99 super chat, so I got to hit the button.
I need dollar is what I need.
I got to hit the button for him though, right? He says, "Boo, bias confirmation season." Now, we done talked about a lot of different things. So, are you talking about Hyatt, or are you talking about the Bellinger? So you got to be clear with that. So let me know for sure. Because well, who you talking about? Then he also says Mark Thompson, the New York Giant Ring of Honor nominee, with the question mark. Now, last week you was showing a lot of love to Mark. So you got to explain yourself and let me know what you mean with this comment, man. I need a little bit more, and you don't got to super chat it. Just let me know what you mean, please. All right. Also, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's my time to get on out of here. You know, I got the text, the dinner ready text. So.
Dinner ready.
Yeah,
dinner ready. All right, man. So before you go, let the people know where they can find you and just your closing thoughts, man, before you get out of here.
Well, listen, I'm gonna be in the chat for sure. I'm gonna be
Okay,
tuned in to the chat. Wifey, I kind of get my ears, to the to the stream a little bit. But listen, yo, appreciate you. Thank you for having me on, man. I absolutely love where we sit right now as far as we complete this off season, as far as this preseason stretches was. I feel like it was phenomenal, man, from start to finish. I don't think really too many things could have been much better, man. As a Giant fan, I want to say this because I've been somebody who's definitely been on Coach Dable's head, and job is definitely not finished, and I don't want to give him the whole bouquet of flowers yet, but shout out to Coach Dable for how he carried and planned throughout this offseason so far. Guys are more healthy than not. And even though there was some questionable things that I had, as far as, players' health, this last preseason game definitely put my mind at ease, seeing, basically everybody, return and things like that. And I think that we did a good job at resting and also having these guys get these reps. And so this was a healthy offseason. And now, man, it's all gas, no brakes. And week one, man, is right around the corner. So, yeah, fellas, New York Giants, salute to you. And, of course, man, shout out to my guy Big Dash doing just super dope things. You could follow me and subscribe to me at TP Wade the Giant. I'm going to still be in this chat, man. So definitely, let's continue to chop it up, man. Fee-fi, fo fum. Peace.
Shout out to you, man. Have a
Take
good
care,
night.
man.
Peace out.
See you in the chat, man. All right. Okay. Now we already been on for an hour and a half. I only do 2 hours. We're gonna get through the rest of this roster. We're gonna try to move up a little. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to keep it a little bit quicker. But shout out to my man Tony Johnson brought to my attention. He said Greg Dulci's rookie year with Denver, 55 targets, 33 receptions, 441 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a good season.
Yes, it is.
That's a good season for sure.
I don't even think it was the whole season either.
So my question to that is, what happened then? If he showed that type of promise, what happened in Denver to get him, cut and wait? I'm
I think
curious.
didn't he get injured? I think he got injured.
Was it an injury? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense. And if it was an injury, then even better then. Was that solitary Kansas eyes sacking the quarterback long-term game? I don't know. He's responding to somebody else. Let me get back down here. Okay, so next room, wide receivers, right? And I saw somebody comment, said, "Oh, you're keeping 4 running backs, 4 tight ends. We're keeping 5 wide receivers." Well, we did change that to 3 running backs, 4 tight ends. So now when it comes to the wide receiver room, fellas, I got 6 wide receivers making the squad. We saw a fan favorite already get cut in Montreal, Washington this week, early cut. Right. So, Mark, how many wide receivers and what's the names that you have?
I got 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of a surprise here, I think.
Okay.
So, Neighbors, Slayton, Robinson, Hyatt, right? Those are the 4. I understand all the thing about Hyatt, but he's making his team. Okay? He's definitely making the team. The other 2, Smith Marset and Olszewski. I know that's, you're wondering, like, why both of them?
Okay.
But I'm going to make my argument. I don't really think I had Collins before, but I was a little disappointed in how he performed.
Yeah.
And so I was keeping that last position for one of these UDFAs to kind of make a mark for themselves. And what I'm seeing and what I saw in these preseason games was Olszewski making plays.
Yeah.
And so I can't ignore that he's making plays. And at the same time, do we have a backup slot receiver? We don't have a backup slot receiver.
Not necessarily, no. Not a primary slot. Yeah.
And if he's on the team too, if something should happen to Smith Marset, he can also do the punt return, kick return as well. But to me, if I'm looking just at receiving ability, he seems to be doing better than, and I know that Dable likes these kind of small guys too,
Yeah.
He likes these small guys. So so I got him instead of instead of Collins or um little Jordan
Yeah.
and any of those guys. I just saying. So
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
Okay. So before you go, hurry, I'm just gonna say my names again. I did my explanation in the video. And I did mine prior to the third preseason game, and I did have Collins, making the 53 at wide receiver 6. But I can't deny what Gunnar Olszewski did. I tried to after the first preseason game, not the first preseason game, but that preseason game where he actually went off, and then I saw it happen again, and then I saw him go off again, and it's becoming undeniable. And I like that they brought him back because again, remember he was not a part of the original roster, 90-man roster in training camp. I think he got brought in like 2 weeks in. I think they brought
Yeah,
Gunnar.
he came in late. Yeah. hmm
So the way he's played, and shout out to my man he says Gunnar makes the team. I had to make some changes. I had to make some changes to my 53 or wide receiver room, I should say. But Jorge, how many wide receivers and who you got?
Well, I did the live stream during the preseason game the other day. I did my 53 man on live on there, but
Okay.
I did basically I had Massonet Ishir as my 6th guy. I had Bo Collins and obviously the 4 of Neighbors, Wandell, Slayton, and Hyatt. But I'm changing it too, man, because I'm gonna be honest, bro. And what's crazy is what's funny is that I swear I was kicking myself after I watched the rest of the game when I watched it, when I just looked at the tape and everything, and I'm just like, man, I think he's hurt because I don't think Shea even played. I don't even think he played the last 2 preseason games. So
Marset?
that's Marset, yeah, Marset.
He in that last game he did get a return. He was on he was on the sideline, so he was definitely out there. But I think right now that's the one thing that's
the
terrible
problem.
That's the terrible thing about it. But I think with a lot of these guys, they kind of know what they have with certain people, and I think they put Gunnar out there to see, okay, Gunnar, we like you because obviously they did like him.
Yeah.
He went out and took it, advantage of the opportunity that was provided to him. And now it's now for me, and again for me, I had Smith Marset and Collins as wide receiver 5 and wide receiver 6.
Same. Yep.
And for me, I'm sitting here now, I'm like, do I need Smith Marset if Gunner's going to be doing this and Gunner can give me also some return? But to your point, Mark, too, your point is interesting too. Well, you keep both of those guys in case one guy goes down, you still have a returner at the end of the day. So I'm curious to see what happens on Tuesday when they announce the 53, because to me, I had some confidence in the wide receiver room. I thought it was going to be pretty easy, and now I got some doubt. I got a little bit of doubt in my initial picks. Anything else before we move? Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I think this is one of the positions that we could see the Giants go and pick up one of the wide receivers out there, like Amari Cooper or one of them. I think that's a possibility because with Hyatt, you're not sure what you're getting with him.
Yeah.
With all the doubt, Smith Marset is not that great either. Olszewski is making some plays, but it's a little weak at the back end. So I could see the Giants going out, whether it's Gabe Davis or Mari, one of them. I could see that's a possibility that they could go out and get another wide receiver. That's what I think.
I agree with you, Mark. I can definitely see them going after Gabe Davis. I mean, I know there's Giant Nation. I love OBJ too. Okay, I do, but I'm not falling for the tease again. I just can't do it. It's been 3 years in a row we get teased. Oh, he throws some social media out there. Oh, he's coming back, and then it never happens. It never happens.
You know what's funny? TP probably got a mouthful of food right now, and we talking about the wide receiver.
I'm sorry, TP. I'm sorry, brother. Right? I hope it happens, but we know it's not, bro. We just do.
Oh man, it's gonna be interesting. But at the end of the day, too, man, once you get past the first 3 wide receivers, like how many snaps are those other guys really getting?
Right.
Like in the real season and stuff like that. But I understand that everybody has their role, but you figure you got Neighbors, you got Slayton, you got Robinson. Those are going to be your dominant guys getting a lot of the targets. And then everybody else is usually special teams and reserve roles. And then I think they will try to get Hyatt on in certain packages. Because that like when just think about it, if we go 4 wide, it's a lot of respect that's demanded. Like even with the way that people think about Hyatt right now, when you watch the games, he's
Yeah.
getting respect. They're giving him space because they're
Can't
so
you
scared to
see?
get cooked. And he hasn't even proven a thing, and he's still getting that kind of respect because of his speed. So I
No
can't
doubt.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see what they do in the regular season because we've had a pretty vanilla preseason when it comes to calling plays. Even though we've been able to score a lot of points, there's been no trickery. There's been no like the concepts are very very simple concepts, and we've been successful with the simple concepts. So I can imagine once Kafka get in his bag, who
Mm-hmm.
knows? We might really be scoring 30 points in some of these games, like in
Yeah,
some of these
spot
real
on.
games. Yeah,
My
Sure.
my yeah, my favorite would be Amari Cooper because I'm also thinking, I don't know. I mean, suppose Neighbors got injured.
yeah.
I'm just saying. So that would be the person I would want to go for. Who knows what that would cost?
Sure.
I have no idea, but that would be, and I think his personality and everything, I think would fit the room and all of that. And he's flexible. So that's that's just me. But we'll see.
All right. Shout out to my man Jay Ferris with another super chat, 499 super chat.
I need a dollar is what I need.
He says TP Way reminds me of that Salt and Pepper video from the 90s. Now, Salt and Pepper had a bunch of videos, like a
You
bunch of
gotta be
videos
specific,
from the
bro.
90s. His voice had bass, but it ended there. Listen, you got to be way more specific than that. Like Salt and Pepper 90s, yeah, that's a lot of videos, bro. That's a lot of videos. You got to say the name of the song or something, man.
And you better not be talking about you got a man either.
Oh man, come on, man, come on, man.
Don't
Now
be doing don't do my homie like that, bro.
TP Way be coming in with the cut off sleeves and all that. I know he out here in the gym doing his thing, but come on, pump the brakes.
Yeah, man. Come on now.
Pump the brakes. You got a lot of people saying gonna make the team.
Yeah,
My man brought up Washington, and then somebody let him know that Washington was already cut. Listen, man, Montreal Washington. I think he makes the practice squad. I like what he did this summer. He's one of those guys that probably can hang on for a little bit and see what happens with him.
You
Definitely.
think he gets cut so early that he's going to make the practice squad?
Well, I think they cut him early, because they do people a favor when they cut him early too. So let other teams, see. But I don't know how much of a market he has. Does he have a market? Like he did make some plays in the game, but still he's still on the shorter side. He is fast, he is shifty. But I believe what was it, Kansas City? He was a UDFA with Kansas City last year, couldn't get on. Then with us, couldn't get on. So I do think he has a chance to make the practice squad, and I will welcome him. Him back for sure. My man Sean Lee got his predictions: Neighbors, Slay, Wandell, Little, Jordan, Humphrey, Gunner, and Hyatt. That's interesting. Now for Little, Jordan, Humphreys, I understand people still want that big body wide receiver, and Little Jordan Humphrey fills that role. Crazy that his name is Little Jordan, and he's 6'3", almost 6'4", 220 pounds. But it is what it is. He got that nickname when he was little. My man Corinne Rock says Hyatt is going to be fine. So we still got some people giving Hyatt some love, man. So let's move on to the offensive line, right? I got 9 for the offensive line, right? I got 9 guys. I got Thomas, of course, Runyon, JMS, Greg Van Roten, Jermaine Illumino. Those are my starters. My reserves, James Hudson makes it out of default because of the money. Because right now, I think Marcus Bowe is way better than James Hudson. But money is money. He got guaranteed money in a was it a 2-year contract or a 3-year contract we gave Hudson? I think it might have been a 2-year.
It's a 2-year.
Yeah. So Hudson, Bowe, and then I have surprisingly Azudu, who came out of nowhere and actually played very, very well, and then Evan Neal as the 9th guy on the offensive line. Now, some people say, Dash, you only got one center, and if JMS gets hurt, you can slide over Greg Van Roten and move one of these other guys into guard. That's my solution to that. but also I do respect that you might see a guy like Schlottman make the team to a center. So, Jorge, I'll go to you first about the offensive line. How many guys we keeping off the line? What's the name?
I'm gonna be real. I got 10. I got 10. Yeah,
Okay.
I got 10 offensive linemen, and
There
I
you go.
have 10 because I'm not really afraid of a lot of things in the NFL season, but one thing I am afraid of is losing Andrew Thomas. And I just think we need to think about the depth there. He's ramping up. That's a good sign, but I want the Giants to take their time with Andrew Thomas. If he is not ready for week 1, do not rush this man. Let him get into it. Let him get there. If he's got to miss week 1 and 2, so be it. I want him out there though. So I'm a little concerned because of Andrew Thomas's injury history the last 2 years, man. I mean, we know the talent he is, but it's about staying on the field with him.
Absolutely.
And every time we lose him, the old line goes to where every single time. So, hey, I got 10. I kept Schlottman because we really don't have a true backup center. We need that. Okay, we need that because I am not sold on JMS. I'm not sold on him. I'm watching him this year, Dash. I got my eyes on this man.
Me too.
I can't do the whole getting blown off the ball thing. No, not this year. No. I ain't got that. So so I kept 10. I have Runyon, of course, which is automatic Runyon. GVR. I did keep Neal. I did keep him for depth. I'm hoping that maybe he can push a little bit, and it's been a mixed bag. Basically, the tape isn't lie. It's been a mixed bag with Neal at the guard position. He needs more time. We can't just throw him out there. It's just not going to work. Not right now. Maybe down the road. Who knows? But
my man Oz says Neal gets cut. I'm speaking it into existence. I don't know, man.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do that. Maybe if a team calls like for a trade or something, maybe if they really like him that bad. But I like the fact what you talk about. I love him. I think he is the future of this offensive line. I want him at tackle. I don't want him at guard. I want him at tackle.
Yeah, that's what I'm at with.
He's already the best swing tackle we have right now, to be honest, which is saying something. So I love what we've seen out of him. I struggled to keep Azudu. I did. I struggled, but to be fair, I gotta be honest, he's been pretty solid in this training camp. He's been pretty solid. So I know the Giants love him. They're gonna find a way to keep him. He's like, he's like Michael Myers every year. He's gonna get cut and he ends up surviving somehow. You see him with the next sequel. So I got 10. I got 10 guys. And also, I want to say I struggle to not put Kubis on my roster. I really struggle with that. I think he has shown some solid versatility for this team, and if we can get him back on the practice squad, I think that would be a plus.
But before you go, Mark, I just want to make this one comment here. It says, how you feel about Adam Thielen? I think Adam Thielen is actually going back to Minnesota. They showed some interest, possibly him leaving Carolina, going back to Minnesota. For me, he's older, man. He's older. Yes, he's a possession wide receiver, but I don't think he'll fit this team. So, Mark, offensive lineman, how many?
Yep. Yeah, I got the same 9 you got, Dash. Exact same 9. I mean, for all the same reasons that you said, I understand the Schlottman argument. But again, he's a vested veteran. Maybe, we can get him on the practice squad. I don't know. We could call him up if necessary. Stinney, I had a hard time. I thought he was useful, and you might put him there. I mean, I still think Stinney is a possibility. Kubas, I had him earlier in the preseason, but he didn't show so hot in the last couple of games, and so I just said, look, and Azudu sort of like just snuck in there. So he just snuck in there. I mean, I don't know where he just came out of nowhere and just snuck in there. Neal, look, I'll be honest. I don't see Neal. I think Neal's a bust. I don't see Neal doing anything, but the Giants are not going to cut Neal because they got all this guarantee money for him. So I don't see them cutting him, and it doesn't make any financial sense. So one of the reasons that you might keep 10 is because of Neal, because you're not sure what you're going to get from him. And if I was going to keep 10, it means I might have to drop one of my 4 tight ends or one of my 6 receivers. I don't know, but it's a possibility that they might keep 10. But right now, I'm going to go with 9, and I'm not really too. And I'm not holding up much hope for Neal. I wish I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I just think that just because of the contract alone, the guarantee money, they're going to keep him and see what they can get out of him, and that's it. But he's got a challenge, lateral movement wise. He's got a challenge, and that's a problem.
And yeah, that's the crazy part too, because we thought moving him inside, making his weakness was his side to side movement. Thought he would be a little bit better inside, but we've seen like it's still an issue side to side. Like these guys are quick down there too. The tackles are quick. It's a lot of quick movements, and got to get placed in a hurry. And we thought like, okay, yeah, he could be strong in the run game, but it's just like his feet, they're in mud, man. Sometimes
his
feet are still
pro, in his pass pro, he doesn't like he waits for them to come to him instead of it's a mixed bag with him.
And the bad part is this: it's not like he's dominant in the run game either. Like he's like okay as a run blocker. He's not dominant, so the good does not outweigh the bad. And but again, to your point, Mark, they're gonna hold on to him. They're gonna see this whole 4-year contract through, and then next year they're just gonna let him walk unless something happens. I think Solitary Camp might have my house bugged with the comment that he just made here. He says, I really want to start Bo and trade Thomas. He's injured every year. I had a conversation with somebody else, right? It wasn't you, Mark. It wasn't you. Actually, we might have talked about this too.
I think we did, but go ahead.
I think we might have talked about this too. And I'm high, like very, very high on Marcus Bo, right? I'm like, I'm seeing him in the preseason, and again, it's the preseason, but also he's a rookie, and his feet, whether you put him on the right side or left side, it's going to be hard to try to keep him off of the field. Now, with that being said, when I look at Andrew Thomas, we love Andrew Thomas. We know what this line looks like when we don't have Andrew Thomas, but at the end of the day, what's your best ability? Availability. Exactly. So I'll say this: I'm not ready to trade Thomas right now today. But if he can't get through this season, I'm looking at him like Laramie Tunzel. Do I trade him to somebody for another position of need? Like, can I get another wide receiver, a solid wide receiver too, if I trade Thomas? But right now, I'm going to curb that conversation for right now. I'm not even going to get y'all. Well, if y'all want to share your opinion on that, go ahead and do it. I see your face, Mark. Did you want to say something about that?
No, I'm a Thomas fan. I've been a Thomas fan from the beginning. Even when they were talking about Becton, talking about Wills, talking about what's the other guy? Can't remember his name. Tris Wirfs, right? Yeah. I was a Thomas. So I mean, I understand that he's missed the games, but I think if he plays the season, he plays. Even if he just plays 15 games this season, we'll all forget about it. We'll all forget that he's injured and all that. But he's too good left. And to be honest with you, you look at the contract now, it's a cheap contract.
Oh God.
It's a cheap contract.
It looks really
so
good.
I'm not ready for that. But I mean, not because, now when Luminor wants to get paid, right? I mean, that's clear, right? He's retweeting the guy who got paid from Carolina.
Was it Moulton?
Moulton, yeah, that's right. And he wants to get paid. So we got Bo on the roster. Clearly, Bo is exactly. But clearly, Bo is his replacement. I mean, that's just the reality. Now, I mean,
if Luminor back inside, I don't want to lose Luminor. I like him too.
I like Luminor too, but I mean, if you could pay him and move him inside, maybe. I actually just see Bo as a better. He's just really good with his feet, with his hands. I mean, he had the second preseason game, he played a little left tackle. He made some errors and stuff, came back the third. He corrected his errors from the second game to the third game.
Right.
This guy learns really fast. He's very smart.
Right.
Could he probably even play? I've heard people talking about him playing center too. So who knows? I mean, he did play a little center in the Senior Bowl, right? Senior Bowl practice.
He did.
Right.
He did.
So I mean, I don't know. This guy is smart. So I don't know. We'll see.
I can't do it. I mean, we almost gave my man JJ the King a heart attack. He said we better not trade Thomas. What?
No.
Man,
We're not trading Thomas.
We're not trading Thomas. We just talking about, man, the best ability is availability. And we already know how it is with Thomas. Listen, I'm hoping for the best. If he can give us 15 games, if he can give us 17 games, even better. But if he can give us 15 games, nobody's talking about it anymore.
Yeah,
we
for
just
sure.
gotta get those games.
For sure.
Shout out to my man Sean Jackson. He says, "What up, Big Dash? Was good, fellas? I'm checking in late, but how many tight ends and how many running backs are we keeping? Even if it was just preseason, I felt good seeing our Giants score points. Go Giants!" So we decided to keep 3 running backs at the end of the day. Turbo was just on the outside looking in, and then we also decided to keep 4 tight ends. The tight ends are going to be Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, Thomas Fedoni, Greg Dulcich, with Chris Manhertz on the outside looking in. So that'll get you caught up. So finally, guys, we're getting to the defensive side of the ball. Getting to the defensive side of the ball. It is almost 11 o'clock on the East Coast. So let's go ahead and try to get through this pretty quickly. Defensive line. I'll start with you, Mark, this time. How many defensive linemen do you have us keeping, and who are those guys?
I've got 6. I've got Lawrence, Nachos, Roy Robertson, Harris, Davison, Alexander, of course, that's our draft pick, and I got Chapman.
Okay. I got 5. I got 5 defensive line. My 5, I got Dexter, I got Roy Robertson Harris, I got Nacho, I got Chapman, and then I got Darius Alexander. I did not keep DJ Davison. I did have him on my original if I was keeping 6 because he's pretty much really like the only other nose tackle that we have that's really like the nose tackle build.
Yeah, that's
even
why I'm keeping him.
And even though we saw what's the guy we had in the preseason, Durden looked pretty good, as a nose tackle, but I think they like Davison a little bit better. And I will say this about David. Davison gets a bad rap, but recently we've seen him make more good plays than bad plays. We saw him interrupt the pocket in preseason. We saw him get a tackle for loss in the preseason. So I do like DJ Davison, but if I'm only keeping 5, he's not on my list. I do like Chapman. I think those 2 guys might be fighting for the same spot if we keep 5 versus 6. But no, I'm not mad at you at your list at all. Boy,
Chapman's my 6. Chapman's my 6, bro. By the way,
Chapman's your 6. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm basically in lockstep with you guys. I got the same. Yeah, I got the same. I'll say this though, I am so tired of Nacho. I am so tired of him. I am so tired of Nacho. I wish we could get rid of him, but I know this team needs him at least for depth. We need to keep him as at least a depth piece. I was hoping that Alexander was going to eventually win the job in training camp, but he is so far behind. He needs more seasoning. He's not ready at all. So it basically answers that for us. We have to keep Nacho no matter what, especially on that contract. I'm not in love with the fact that he's a starter, but on this team currently, I think we need to keep him. So I'm in lockstep with you guys.
There was a discussion too when it comes to Darius Alexander, and what we saw him get double teamed the majority of the time in preseason.
Yeah.
And we have not seen him play next to. Well, we haven't seen anybody play next to Dexter Lawrence in the game yet.
Right.
And we already know if anybody's getting double teamed, it's going to be Dexter Lawrence. So I'm curious to see what happens with the other guys because we know Dexter Lawrence can handle the double team. The double team is like one-on-one when it comes to Dex anyway. I can't wait to see Darius Alexander next to Dex. Same thing with Roy Robertson Harris. He was getting a lot of one-on-one blocking, and we saw him getting to the back.
Love what I've seen from him.
Yeah, so far so good for him too. So when it comes to Darius Alexander, yes, we haven't seen too many wild plays. He has made some plays, but he has not turned into what we thought he was going to be yet. And but I think once we see him in a real game and not getting double teamed, he probably will have a better impact though. What do you guys think about that before we move on?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm kind of interested to see. I mean, obviously, Dex coming to the line is going to make the line look a lot different.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I have hope for Alexander. I don't think that what we've seen on tape and what we saw at the Senior Bowl and all that, I don't think that's a mirage. I think that's real. So, he'll work himself in, and Chapman, I think, is an interesting player because he's going to play two roles. So, he's going to play that fullback role, and that's why I've got him in there.
Same. I definitely agree with you, Marcus. I look at Chapman like he can play two roles, and it's a no-brainer. He has position versatility, so you keep that. As far as Alexander goes, I'm not rushing to just throw the guy in the garbage like some people on Giant Twitter were trying to do. I'm not with that. It's ridiculous sometimes how much we are so much prisoners in the moment as a fan base with things. We got to let the kid develop. He's not ready yet. That's okay. We have depth. He'll get there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and again, we had high expectations for him. We haven't even seen him really yet. So, we could pump the brakes on that. But I see the same things you're seeing on Twitter. People say, "Oh, this is not the same guy I saw at Toledo." Well, you know what?
Didn't he get hurt? Didn't he get hurt? Like,
well, he was hurt early. He was hurt early, so he wasn't involved.
Right?
Yeah. He missed the mini camp. He missed like the OTAs and stuff like that because he wasn't healthy enough to go. But he was participating once training camp started.
Right.
So I do want to get to this one point right here. Going back to the offensive lineman, he says, can't trade Thomas, but if he goes down again, I want to see Bo at left tackle instead of moving Illuminor. And I agree 100%. 100%. I think he's good enough to play left tackle right now. As a reserve for Andrew Thomas for sure. And also that stops us from playing musical chairs. We don't have to move two people when we can only have to move one. And I'm 100% down for that. All right now. Let's talk about one of the strongest rooms in the league.
Yes, sir.
The edge rushers, right? The edge rushers. See, I have us keeping 5. And for me, I count Chauncey Golston as an edge, even though I think he's going to be playing with his hand in the dirt, in the games. So for me, I got Brian Burns, of course, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Chauncey Golston, and my 5th guy is Trace Ford, the UDFA we picked up from Oklahoma. The man has been playing very, very well in the preseason. He has popped. Can set an edge too. I was high on Timon Fox too a couple years ago when we got him as a UDFA. He is absolutely outplayed Timon Fox, and to me, he is. Again, I'm not really counting Chauncey Golston as an edge, but that's where they have him listed. He's the 4th best edge that we got on the squad, in my opinion. Trace Ford. So I'm very high on him. So Jorge, you go first. Who's your edge guy? Your edge rushers? How many you got, and who's those guys?
Well, I basically kept the same amount as you did. I love obviously the obvious names. Abdul. You got Kayvon, you got Burns. Golston, I did have him counted as an edge though because of the depth chart, so I did count him. I'm curious to see how they're going to use him in packages. I know we're not unleashing anything yet. It's been kind of vanilla, obviously, for the preseason. But yeah, I got the same Ford as well. So yeah, that's what I have. I'm ready to see it live though. I'm ready to see it. I'm just so ready to see it, man. And that's what I have, bro.
Okay. Mark, what you got?
I got 5. Same 5 you got, Dash. Exact same 5. I'm impressed with Trace Ford. I was hearing his name in camp early and seeing it in preseason on the field. He looks good. He's outplayed Fox, as you said. And Golston, I have him as an edge as well. I do have him classified as an edge. And again, I would have told you this. I had the opportunity to sit down and have dinner with Burns and Tibbs, and look, those guys are happy about Carter coming on board because they see that they could be fresher. So all the talk about them being concerned about losing snaps, they're not concerned about that. Yeah. They can see that they're going to be fresher, and they like the combination, and they also, even though people are not talking about Golston, they're also very aware and about Golston as well and what he can bring to the table. So I really see this room as doing, and right now they're working on how they can set the edge, and I see improvement there for sure.
So
Yeah, see improvement there, and once that improvement happens in setting the edge, hey, anything can happen.
So I just want to let it be known because Mark is a humble person, right? Mark is a humble. This is just not an opinion. He actually heard it directly from the horse's mouth. The man talked to Burns, he talked to Kayvon Thibodeau, and had that conversation. So this is not him just saying, "I think this is what they think." Nah, he actually heard it from those guys. So it is what it is. Mark, you can be humble. I'm a toot your horn for you. Pause. Nah, man. Yeah, I like these guys. I'm curious to see how that thing shakes out when it comes to the 53. I see a lot of people are still not on the Trace Ford train yet. And for me, I gotta keep it real. Shout out to my man Sal from He's a Giant podcast. Him and Monty over there. He's the one that told me about Trace Ford. He said keep your eye on Trace Ford, and he was absolutely right when it came to Trace Ford. So shout out to my man Sal over there. But He's a Giant. If you guys are not subscribed to those guys, make sure you guys go ahead and do that too. For those that don't know, they give you the breakdown, especially when it comes to the college season, breakdown on players coming into the draft. For that year, and they always got good breakdowns on positional players and stuff like that. So shout out to those guys. Now, the linebackers, middle linebackers, inside linebackers, off ball linebackers. I have only four linebackers making the 50. My four is Okereke McFadden. I got Morsal making it, and I got Chris Board making it, even though I don't want Chris Board to make it. But it's the money, it's the special teams experience. I like Deontay Johnson a little bit more, but I think the experience and also, like I said, the money gets Chris Board on the squad. Mark, who's your linebackers?
Same four. Same four. I mean, Board is obvious because they went after him for special teams, so he's gonna make the team, and the other three are obvious. So and they seem to like Musa pretty much. So I think those are the four. You mentioned about Johnson, but I mean he got cut, right?
Yeah, Johnson got cut. Yep.
He got cut, and I had hope for him. Like earlier in the season, I thought he would come through, but he doesn't seem to. He didn't show up like how he was showing up before.
Yeah.
So whether that's an injury and not fully recovered or whatever, who knows? But yeah, those are the four.
Yeah, I thought Deontay Johnson. I thought this was going to be the year that he actually made the squad. I didn't think that the linebackers were that deep outside of Okereke and McFadden. The jury's still out for me with Mursal. I think he's okay. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's if he has to play predominantly, I'm not that confident in him. If he has to replace somebody. But I think if anybody was to go down, I think you'll see Carter be more off ball than getting a guy like Mursal in there anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say that Carter being present helps that room as well. Yeah.
So Jorge,
absolutely.
Who's
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement, bro. I got all four the same. I have Ford only because of his special teams value. I wanted to keep Deontay Johnson. I loved Deontay Johnson in last preseason. I loved it last year. I thought he was going to be a big factor. I even thought he was going to push McFadden for snaps last year with the way they were using him in the preseason last year. But it never materialized. He got hurt, and it just never happened. I was hoping we were going to see more of him in this defense because I agree, Dash. I'm not sold on Mursal. I'm not. I haven't seen much. I mean, the only thing I remember he did for us last year when I went to the games was when he caught an interception off a tip pass in week 1. That was it. It was nothing that he did that stood out to me. So, the Giants love him, though. They want to develop him. So I got him on the 53. But, yes, I have all four of those guys, and I'm disappointed we couldn't get Deontay Johnson back. But it is what it is. So that's what I got.
There's some things that Mursal does pretty well. Like I said, he can fill a gap. He can fill a gap. He's a big body linebacker, so he can fill a gap. But I just think he lacks the quickness that we need, especially in its division. The side to side movement. When we talk about the guys, the quarterbacks that we face, and their running ability, the running backs that we face. Well, one running back that we face, and his ability to to run the ball too. So but hopefully he can grow. Hopefully he can grow. I want to do a quick shout out to my man Black Freezy. What's going on, Black Freezy? Black Freezy TV says Trace Ford is the new Timon Fox this season for sure, 100%. Yeah, I can see that too. I can see that too. My man Solitary Camp says I'm mad we cut Johnson. I was upset too, man, but it is what it is, man. You have chances, you have opportunities. I know he was dealing with the injuries, but again, it's football, not for long, and you got to take advantage of your opportunities. Solitary also says, on me, we only keep that kid because we drafted him. Should have kept Johnson. He talking about Muasau there. So, all right, so we got 2 more position groups, and we're gonna wrap this thing up, fellas. So, the cornerback room, I got 6 cornerbacks making the roster. Poston Adebo, Tay Banks, Cordell Flott, Andrew Phillips. Now, I originally I had Trey Hawkins still making the squad. I think they was going to be able to push him on the backside of the roster. I mean, of the cornerback room. But I like the performance by Artie Green in that last game. He was all over the make run defense, breaking up passes. Yes. I also like how Donald Fortune looked too, the UDFA from South Carolina. I was waiting for him to pop, and he didn't. Now, he's a little bit slow when it comes to the cornerback, but he's also 6'2", 200-pound cornerback. That's one guy that I hope we can sneak onto the practice squad because I don't think he makes the 53. I do think they keep Corey Black, though. So my 6, Adebo, Banks, Flott, Andrew Phillips, Artie Green, and Corey Black still makes this 53. Mark, I'm going to go to you first. Cornerbacks.
Adebo, I got 6.
Okay.
Adebo, Flott, Banks, Phillips, Hawkins, and Green.
Okay.
So Green, pretty much what you just said. I mean, he's been, and also good on special teams as well. So Green is, I think he's going to make this team. That's what my belief anyway. I had Black, but he hasn't been showing, and I think he'll make the practice squad. But those are my 6. I still think the Hawkins has some potential there. So, but I'm not so sure about if he makes it or not. But it could come down to him or Black, who knows, or even Jones for that matter. But those are my 6.
Okay, all right. Jorge, how many and who's the people?
I have the 6, basically the same 6 as you, Dash. We on lockstep again. Green is my 6th. Okay. Mark. I actually know you talk. I thought we could keep Hawkins, but I just look and I'm just like, man, he's just injured so much, man. He's just injured all the time, and I'm not sure the Giants are going to give him another year of it. But I mean, I wanted to. I was trying to find a way because I do think he showed some strides last year at times, but it's like every time he does, he gets injured, and we never see it again. It's very frustrating watching him, but I do like what I saw from Green in this preseason and in the training camp. He made plays. He brought special teams value. I think he's the clear-cut number 6. And I also have Cordell Flott starting. I got to get it out. I got to get it out, Dash. I'm sorry. I got to do it.
There you go.
I got Flott starting to begin. Doesn't mean Banks can't get the job back eventually, but right now I just think Flott has earned the right to start.
All right, so I'm actually going to open that question to the chat as well. I'm going to ask Mark too. Who do you have at CB2 right now? Is it Flott or is it Banks?
I got Flott. I got Flott. I mean, just from if you say there's a real competition, and I mean from what I see, I mean Flott has won the competition. Now I think Banks got a little bit too much flack for the game, the second preseason. Is it second or was it first? The first preseason game where he ran the guy out of bounds. Mm-hmm. I think he got a bit too much flack for that. I mean, I think if he didn't have a problem, turn his head around and he played that way, I don't think that'd be a problem. But because we know he has that problem, we come down on him, and clearly it's an issue and something he needs to learn to do. But I think based on what I see, Flott looks like the guy who won to me. Right. Even though Banks might have the most talent, he looks like Flott.
Yeah, and then looking at the comment section right now, the Flotts have it. A lot more people are leaning towards Flotts being the CB2.
Right.
My man Solidary though, Solidary standing on business. He said Banks, and then he also said Banks played more. I want to get to another comment about. I just had it on. I got to go find it again. Solidary said, "Is Adebo really a true cornerback one?" He said, "I believe on the Saints, Lattimore was QB one, was cornerback one. For the Giants, yes, absolutely. For the Giants, yes. Um, time will tell. Like I said, he is one of those ball hawking cornerbacks. We saw Lattimore. Okay. Lattimore's pretty good. Lattimore's pretty good cornerback. So yes, he was a two in New Orleans. But I think for us, I think he fits that role, size, speed, ball hawk ability, ball skills and stuff like that. He's definitely our CB1. How do you
Right.
guys feel about Adebo? Do you see Adebo as a true CB1, or is he a guy that we're trying out at CB1?
I
I
think
think.
he's a guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
No. You go ahead.
I think he is being tried at CB1. I think that's what they're paying him to be, a CB1 ish corner.
That's a fact.
But I think we have to find out. The jury's still out. Can he be a CB1? He's shown the ability to be a CB1 caliber corner when he was with the Saints, when he was healthy before the injury. And I think the Giants look at him as, first of all, we were one of the worst teams in getting takeaways last year. And we even actually set a record during the season with most consecutive games without forcing a turnover in the history of the game. So I think one of the biggest things that they're looking at is they want to take the ball away. And Adebo has shown he has that ability and he can tackle. So let's just hope that happens. But I think the jury's still out whether he can be a CB1, but they're paying him to be. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure about your comment there. We don't know if he is, but I think what you just said about the takeaways, in conjunction with our run, with our pass defense or pass rush, I think they're banking that the pass rush is going to be so good that we're going to have the ability to take the ball away in the air. I think that's what it is. So if he's good at taking the ball away, that's why they got him there, right? And that's another reason too why I think it might make sense to start Flott rather than Banks.
Right, I agree. I definitely agree.
Shout out to my man Steve and Austin in the building. What's going on, Steve? How we doing, man? How we doing? And here's a great segue. He says Holland will have a McKinney type year. I hope so. So with that being said, we're at the last positional group. We done made it, fellas. We made it. Safety. I have 4 safeties making this roster, right? 4 safeties. I got Holland. I got Newbin. I got Belton. Missed that. Always there at the right time. Right place at the right time, Belton. And then I went back and forth when it came to the last safety. I actually have Kevon Wallace as the 4th safety on the squad. I actually thought maybe we only keep 3 safeties, but at the end of the day, who really keeps only 3 safeties? I squeezed the 4th one on there with Kevon Wallace. So let me know. I'll go with you, Jorge, first. How many safeties? Who are the safeties?
I'm in lockstep with you. I had 4 as well on the stream. I said 4, and Kevon Wallace was the guy that I chose for the 4th because of his familiarity with the scheme. He was with Bowen in Tennessee years ago on the Vrabel. So I thought it was like a real sneaky signing, when they got him. And I think he's safe. I think he's going to be on the team. Obviously, Holland, big time contract they signed him to, obviously. And I think with Newbin going into year 2, they're going to be a dynamic duo at safety this season. I can't wait to see it. Belton, again, he's one of those guys that just when you think he's going to be gone, he's back. I just think he's always at the right place at the right time, like you mentioned. He has that capability of getting a turnover. And I go back again to the cornerback room situation. The Giants want to create more turnovers with this defense this year. It was really bad at that last year. And let's be honest, Belton, he can get those things. He can be there, Johnny on the spot. His problem is not that. It's tackling and in those things. That's his problem. But making plays when the ball's in the air, he can do that. So I got 4, and those are my 4 as well.
Okay, Mark, what do you have?
I got 4, but I got a little surprise.
Okay.
So it's Holland, Newbin, Belton, and I got Nick Jones.
Mm.
So
Interesting.
Nick Jones is safety, huh? Okay.
Nice.
yeah,
Talk
I
about it.
saw
Talk
that they
about it.
played. Yeah, I saw they played him at safety last game. I know that's partially because of injury. I get
Mhm.
that.
They were thin, super thin.
But I had Raheem Lane from before,
I did too.
right?
Yeah.
But then that injury, Wallace injury. So I thought, hey, look, Jones can give you that kind of flexibility. If he could work out at safety, then he also can give you a little flexibility at corner. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm throwing him in there. This is just a throw. I just don't think they know who that fourth safety person really is, and that could be a waiver wire situation for the Giants.
Yep.
So, but I've just thrown Jones in there as a little thing. I think that's a possibility. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Now, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna argue against that because again, that fourth spot is tricky. I will say this though, Stephen Arts mentioned another guy, UDFA Makari Page, who actually had a pretty good preseason and
Mhm.
pretty good summer.
Mhm.
I don't think he did quite enough to make the 53, but I think he's definitely a guy that you can put on the practice squad and
I think he'll
develop.
make it. Think he'll
For
make it.
sure, for sure. Then I also saw a comment that said, what if you move Banks to safety? I don't know if he has the ball skills to be a safety.
No,
So that
no,
might and some cornerbacks can make that transition. But one thing, if you're going to be a safety, you got to have some good ball skills, man. You either got to be a thumper where you can hit hard, or you got to be able to be a ball hawk. So I don't know about Banks moving the safety. I'm gonna get to a couple more of these comments, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Again, shout out to everybody showing love and support. Still got 150 something people in here. Make sure you
nice.
hit that like button, man. It's been going strong this whole time too. So I guess we're good. Fellas. We actually, we can hold the
Yes,
people's
sir.
attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out though, guys.
All
I
right.
Oh,
appreciate you having me on, Dash.
Okay.
You
Well,
know,
hold on. Before you go, people out there listening, whether you're listening live or you're watching this on the playback, if you are not subscribed to my man Jorge, aka Born for Sports, whether you're a Giants fan, a Mets fan, I don't know, I still don't know who your hockey team is. You gotta let me know who's your
Rangers,
hockey team.
New York
Rangers
Rangers.
fan. If
Mhm.
you are a New York sports fan, make sure you subscribe to my man Jorge. Jorge, tell them where they can find you and your closing thoughts.
Hey, and I appreciate it, Dash. Appreciate you having me on. Salute to you too, Mark. Thanks for I love chopping it up with you guys. But hey, anyone out there, you want to come and talk some sports, down to earth guy right here. Just my ad is Born for Sports, BORN, the number 4, SPORTZ 75. I talk it all. I talk Giants, big time Giant fan. Section 330 crew. Shout out to my guys out there. I'm a big Knicks fan, big Mets fan. Hey, we talk all about New York sports anytime you want. So appreciate the love, appreciate the opportunity to come chop it up with you, Das. And y'all have a beautiful night, man.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. Have a good night, man.
Yes,
love
sir.
chatting with you tonight.
Salute, fellas. Salute to the chat as well.
Later. All right, Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. I always appreciate your input and stuff like that. We talk offline, we talk online. Obviously it's late where you're at too, man. So we
Yeah.
wrapping this thing up. Any final thoughts about the 53, about the preseason, or any going into the regular season? Let the people know.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it's just preseason, but for a team that's never haven't been doing anything good, we need confidence. So, winning the games and the manner that we won the games, it's all good. But we still gotta, make sure that we keep it exactly where it is. Let's not get overexcited by the fact that it's preseason. I want to say about Russell Wilson that it's a good marriage because it may not work out in Denver, it may not work out in the Steelers, but to me, those were established teams.
Yeah.
The Giants are a young team looking for leadership. And Russ brings that leadership and experience to the table. And everybody's eating or drinking rather the Kool-Aid at the moment. So he's got everybody together. He's a true leader. So if we could start out positively, that could lead to a lot of good stuff. So we'll see how it goes. And look, Dash, thanks for having me on. Great. Always love coming on and chatting about the lovely New York Giants. That's our team.
Hey,
And oh man, I love
before
it.
you go,
So
but
yes,
before
sir.
you go though, you see the comment. I've been saying it
What's
too. When
What's
when
that?
when are you going to get a channel, Mark? Mark needs
That's
his own channel. Is what the people are saying. Mark needs his own channel. I know you're a busy man. At the end of the day, you're all over the place. You're traveling and stuff like that. But just know that people think the same way. We need a channel from Mark. Shout
appreciate
out to
that. I appreciate that.
uh,
I don't want to start anything unless I have the ability to follow it through.
I
That's the
I
thing.
and that's a mature man right there with a mature answer at the end of the day. If you can't do it wholeheartedly, you're not going to do it half-ass. So shout out to my man Mark Thompson, man. You have a good night. As always, enjoy talking with you, man. And
Thanks, Dash.
open invitation. You already know. Open invitation, man. Shout out to you. You have a good night.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Appreciate you. All right. Let's see. Get this thing switched up. All right, here we go. So there you have it. We went through the whole 53 prediction. It only took us almost an hour and a half to get through it. But again, shout out to everybody that's still vibing with me. We're gonna go ahead and close this thing down. I want to thank everybody for the love and support. My closing thoughts are this: the preseason is over. We had a fantastic run in the preseason. It means nothing now. It's about the real season, regular season now, and hopefully we can do the same thing. Week 1 versus the Commanders. Hopefully there's a Commander fan listening right now or listening to the playback. Y'all getting dog walked week 1. That's my energy right now. And it's not even that. I'm not even saying that as a fan. I'm saying that because I believe. I think the New York Giants start this season off 2-0 in the division, beat the Commanders, beat the Dallas Cowboys for the first time in a long time, and then we got the home opener with the Kansas City Chiefs. And if we start 2-0, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to have to try to make my way to East Rutherford for sure. I did want to get to one comment by my man BX Millennial. He says, one thing I noticed is other fan bases seem worried about how this year's team has performed so far, and they should be. I think that's a great way to end the live tonight. Is we're putting the rest of the league on notice. We're getting a lot of respect when they talk about our defensive front. We're not getting all the respect on offense yet, and rightfully so. We have not proved it yet on the field as far as real games, but you see it. The energy is different, and the New York Giants are absolutely back, in my opinion. It's about getting our respect at the end of the day, getting our respect back, being a respected team again. And boy, when we get there, it's going to be a different vibe, especially for these lives, especially for me. I can't wait to talk trash again. And hopefully you guys will stay tuned and be ready to talk trash with me. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.